Opa! Welcome everybody to Stavvy's World. 904-800-STAV. Call in. We'll solve all your problems. It's Thanksgiving. It's the Monday of Thanksgiving, and my beautiful friend Caleb is here. Thanks for coming, Caleb.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
How's it going, man?
It's great. I love being in here.
You love being in Greece. Eldest just called you a beautiful hulking man.
Yeah, Eldest called me a fat fuck right before we started recording. And by the way, go ahead.
I'm a beautiful hulking man myself.
You are. And brother, look, you're not going to find any mistreatment from me. I see how you're treated when the cameras are off. Stavvy is not nice to this guy.
I run a real degenerate style ship around here.
Yeah. Watching Stavvy's podcast at this point is like buying fucking Nike when they were doing child factory shit. There's some unsavory business practices.
Don't fucking try and assuage your guilt.
They stopped.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. What kind of socks are you wearing, motherfucker? They got the check on them.
No, my deal with Nike says I can't talk about that. Gotta pay that mortgage, brother.
Oh man, thank you for coming to Queens. It's beautiful to have you here. What were your Thanksgivings like, man? Because I did a little research. I listened to the podcast you did with your mother. A beautiful person.
Did you listen to the whole episode?
I did.
Oh, she's funny, isn't she?
She's great. She's great. And you were, it sounds like a little gay terror.
Yeah.
As a child, you were just a little emotional.
Homo Al-Qaeda leader.
I'd like to lead with the story about how you weren't grateful about a television she purchased you on Christmas.
Yeah.
And she clawed. She fought.
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
She stood out there, a woman working 3 jobs.
Yeah. To
get you a TV for you to watch, I'm going to guess Clueless on TBS.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just guessing.
I would rein it in a little bit.
Am I off?
No. But I would rein it in a little bit.
If I was off, I'd take it back. But I just feel like I nailed it.
Hey, you're a little comfortable. You're right. But it's a little familiar.
I said I'm going to guess. If it was wrong, that's what we like to call a bet, you know?
Yeah.
And it hit.
I'm gambling on what gay guys like. And 9 times out of 10, that parlay's hitting.
It's hitting, baby. And listen, did me and Eldest watch Clueless on TBS too? Yes. We had different reasons, maybe, but it's all good. And you, that really stuck out to me. But I wanted to imagine what your typical Thanksgiving setup was like. Where did you go? Because you also have your family's interesting. You have like a lot of, you were close to your grandparents, but your dad wasn't really around. Like, you're close to his side of the family, but he was out and about. I'd love to get into him.
Yeah.
He sounds cool.
I love, by the way, just looking over at my friend saying to me, your dad wasn't really around? In, by the way, a turkey costume.
In a turkey costume, right into your broken home.
Yeah.
So, talking about the holidays, which is probably the time it's the most painful to think about your
Thanksgiving,
your dad not being around.
My guest today was not lovable enough as a child, and so his father did clock out. Caleb, thoughts?
Why do you think your dad left? On this beautiful Thanksgiving Monday, why do you think?
So you're sitting around watching these faggy little movies, I imagine, and your dad can't tolerate it. So he goes to get milk and never quite makes it back. What do you think of that?
What do you think of that? He probably got distracted watching other boys playing football, playing two-hand touch.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, you were in there.
Oh, my God. And you know what? A lot of people don't talk about? Jackass. Jackass was great for gay boys.
Interesting.
Because all the cute older guys were like getting into like ball sack stuff.
Right.
They're like, dude, what if my ball sack was out? And I was like, what if? What if it was, brother?
What if it was? That's interesting. I thought the ball sack was a safe space because it couldn't really. It didn't feel sexual.
You thought that's many straight guys think that the ball sack is a non-sexual, site of neutrality.
Yes, it's the Switzerland of genitalia.
You have no idea what it could do for me.
Oh, wow.
This benefits me in ways you cannot imagine.
Wow.
You have no idea. Ball sack. I had friends in high school that were obsessed with doing ball sack bits, and every time I was like, I like to see that.
Yeah.
It is nice to see
the brain.
That.
Hanging brain.
Just to see a ball sack and just to know that I'm not really supposed to see the ball sack.
Sure.
It was hot. And then
there's something a little naughty.
Also, they couldn't help themselves. They get the ball sack out for the bit, and then all of a sudden they want to put a top hat on their dicks and other dicks out. And I never minded. I said, go ahead.
Right.
Jackass was very homosexual to me.
Absolutely. Well, it definitely, you turn that 1 degree, and it's the first part of gay porn, of a very specific gay porn.
Maybe a half a degree.
Maybe you just turn the cameras off, and you could imagine they're sucking.
You
and
tell
fucking.
Lance Bangs to go get a breather.
Yeah, Lance.
Lance, take that camera.
Why don't you fucking dump the footage, man? We're gonna.
These guys are gonna kiss. Steve-O just got stung by 1,000 bees. We're gonna suck him off as a treat.
It seems only fair to me.
Get Johnny Knoxville's gay little ass in there. He was cute.
He was cute. They were cute guy. Even Bam, at the time, as a little skater.
Yeah.
In his skater twink era, I could see.
Yeah, the one with the beard was cute.
Ryan Dunn. May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. So they were all doing it for me. But my Thanksgivings, my grandma always hosted.
Grandma's the best. That's a great Thanksgiving.
Dude, you want to? Okay, I'll tell you a story.
Please.
Since you want to hear about my dad.
I do. I actually do. Because there wasn't. And by the way, we're here. Caleb, we were both in a movie that's Thanksgiving themed, Sweethearts. It's out on HBO, or I guess just Max now.
Yeah, it's on
right.
Max.
It's on Max.
It's on Max on Thanksgiving.
Max on Thanksgiving in a couple days. This is Monday. We're preparing you for Thanksgiving. You're in it. You're very. I'm in it for a little bit. You got one scene of me,
and you kill it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Murder it. The improv comes through.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I got to yell at 2 young actors, 2 successful.
Yeah.
At the time, that was my first acting gig I'd ever done, and I had to be a guy yelling at the stars of the movie.
At 2 hot
like
people.
22-year-olds or whatever they are. And it was fun to do because it was like, I'm a piece of shit. It felt real. I was playing a piece of shit down on his luck.
Yeah.
I was pretty close. My career actually did take off after that. Yeah. I was kind of a piece of shit.
Down on his luck.
I love
that.
And so I really took it out on Nico and Kiernan. I really let him have it.
You texted me. I wasn't there for your scene because that was a part of the filming block that my character wasn't in yet. And you texted me. I guess you had seen maybe like part of the script or something, but I have a big role in the movie.
You do.
And you texted me. I don't know why I remember this, but I will not forget it. You texted me, dude, I'm really excited for you. You really get to let your nuts hang in this one. Stop.
We weren't even like really good. Like we hadn't even met in person yet. I just thought you were a funny guy. I was like,
Stavvy.
But you do get to let your nuts hang.
I do. I do get to let my nuts hang as Palmer, a gay teen.
You're a gay teen, yes. And we shot this 2 years ago?
In fact, 3.
3.
Yeah.
So you were playing a gay teen and you were 26 years old at the time?
Yeah, I would have been 26, 27.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2.5 years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was playing a teenager.
I
really
love that.
Cooked for that.
By the way, it's about time fat people get to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They never let a fat 27-year-old play a teen. It's all, you know what I mean? You honestly are breaking the glass ceiling.
I am.
Dawson's Creek, all that shit. Every teen movie, it's always like 20, 27, 28-year-olds.
Yeah.
They keep it tight.
Yeah.
They don't
beautiful.
They don't let my boy out here.
I'm crashing through the glass doors at the buffet.
You're Kool-Aid Manning through.
I'm doing it for all of us.
And I love that.
I'm breaking the plastic lawn chair for fat guys.
Yes, you are, brother.
Busting it in.
So basically, just to give a little context to everybody, that's why we're doing this Thanksgiving episode. And I also have had another thing. I'm a bad host because I was going to say we're talking about Thanksgiving. Anyway, it's a Thanksgiving movie. Oh, and to prepare for this podcast, like I said, I listened to the episode with your mom. So plug the movie, and then also just go watch only that episode of So True with Caleb, just the one with his mom.
Just the one, yeah.
And then come right back here. Don't subscribe. The last thing I need is for people that actually prefer you. Yeah. That I kind of scratch 50% of what it is because I'm like not as problematic as other straight comics. They find you. If the Venn diagram, I know. So
you're in big trouble.
Don't check out too much of Caleb's stuff.
Yeah.
If you're coming over here because you don't like, if I'm just the least problematic of all the available options.
Yeah.
You're going to love him. We also have the lovable fat guy thing. You're crushing me on that too.
Yeah, if you guys like Stavvy, you're going to love me.
Certain parts of the audience. Let's not get crazy. It's not a full thing. I don't want to lose all the women. Basically, the few women we've gripped to get onto this podcast. Don't abandon me for Caleb. I know you'd like a funner, gay version of me who's more worldly. Just has more energy too. Doesn't phone in his podcasts. You had asked me stuff.
Yeah.
I just watched one podcast while I was doing the dishes. That's all I've done.
If you guys are watching Stavvy and going, I love this, I wish I knew who this guy voted for, come on over to the So True podcast. Come on, the politics are right over there. Stavvy's doing this mysterious playing the middle thing. How dare you? Don't worry about it, guys. Come over to So True. We're going to take good care of you.
How dare you?
Jump
it's
ship.
not. Here's the thing. Here's where we are. Ready? I won't let you, like, I definitely didn't vote for Trump, but you don't know if I voted for Kamala.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Whereas you, we know, MSNBC Caleb over here.
You actually don't know what I did.
Oh, really?
You think you do, but you'll notice I never said I was voting for Kamala.
Oh, shit.
Now, I did. But I was dismayed about it. But I voted in Missouri, so
Okay,
I felt
that's
like
fair.
it made more of a difference.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I voted in New York, and it didn't matter what you did anyway.
Right.
So
You wrote in Stavros.
I wrote in myself.
Hey, as a ticket, we would kill.
We would kill.
We would win every electoral vote.
Yeah.
But you probably wouldn't even do that with me. You probably don't even want to run for office.
I'd love to be. I would be VP though. I don't want to be president.
Oh, for sure. There's no chance you would be
Okay,
president.
what is that? I was being nice. I'm
No.
older. I'm more experienced. I'm smarter.
How old are you?
35.
You could run.
I'm the only one who could run it. I'm between me and you. I'm the only one who could legally run.
Yeah.
So show some respect to your elders. Is what I'm saying.
You eating great.
So the point I'm making is, don't even watch the one with his mom. Don't.
Right.
I forget I mentioned his
Taking it back.
podcast.
Okay.
But watch the movie. It's a Thanksgiving movie, and back to the Thanksgiving question about your
Do
grandmother.
you want to, just while we're talking about all this, do you want to tell them that you have refused to have me on your show until it was about a movie that you're also in? You have ducked me at every turn. You have dodged me at parties.
That's true.
You've seen me on the subway and run the other way.
I've absolutely ducked out. Wow, I love looking at photos of my most cherished loved ones' possessions and experiences. Oh, hey guys. Sorry, you caught me looking at my classic Carver matte frame from Aura. And the holidays are all about connecting with loved ones. You know, there's no better way to do that than with a digital picture frame from Aura. I got these from my mommy. She loves them. She sees her beautiful sons, her beautiful baby boys. She sees us constantly. Fun vacations. Mine's a little different. I have some AI-generated MILFs on mine. But we're different strokes for different folks. This is me flexing. Back to the MILFs. You know, it's a beautiful product. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code Stavvy at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code Stavvy. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year, so don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply.
No, Thanksgiving. Okay, so here's a story for you.
Yeah.
About my absentee father.
Love it.
Who has died at this point, so we can talk about this stuff.
R.I.P.
One Thanksgiving, my dad was a really confusing kind of guy where he was like, my dad, you could never really pin him down. Like in one sentence, he would be like, Hillary Clinton is a lizard. And then he would be like, fuck the police. You know, like he just was such a...
Love that.
No, he was awesome. You couldn't pin him down, and it was honestly, he was fascinating.
Yeah.
But he like sometimes would have this really strange moral uprightness kind of thing, even though he wasn't a super conservative guy. It didn't make a lot of sense. He was like a video gamer. I don't know.
Oh, early gamer.
Early gamer. Built
Interesting.
PCs and shit. Like my dad really was brilliant. Like he was a very smart guy.
Yeah.
And also an asshole.
Yeah.
So he was really funny.
Yeah.
But one Thanksgiving, me and my Uncle Andy were playing Wii Fit. We were like doing the Wii Fit stuff. And Andy was balding at the time. It is still balding. Sorry, Andy. And it's relevant. I just throw that in. It means nothing. I'm like, Andy's a little rough around the edges.
Snaggletooth. He's got fucking cross-eyed.
No, he's a very handsome gentleman who I love dearly.
Love it.
But he was balding at the time, and it matters because he had gotten like a much older Wii Fit score than me. You know, he had gotten like 82 or something. You know how that game is.
Sure.
And we were sitting at the dinner table. My dad's sitting in the living room. And on Thanksgiving, this is when I was like maybe 16.
Okay.
Right? And my whole family, I've gotten a driver's license now.
Oh, that's big.
My whole family is worried that I'm going to stop coming around to my dad's side because because my dad's kind of an asshole. Sure. And they're like, oh, maybe when Caleb has a choice, he won't come around here.
Right.
They're worried about that. And they're telling me that. My grandma's going, I know your dad's kind of an asshole. Please continue to come around.
Yeah.
So I'm now bringing myself.
This on Thanksgiving?
This is Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
And we're having the meal. Extended family is over. And I'm giving Andy shit about, we're goofing off. And I was like, oh, the guy who's 82 years old, this 82-year-old over here or something, some stupid little joke about our We Fit ages because we're goofing off.
Sure.
My dad, for some reason in the other room, thinks that I am disrespecting Andy and doesn't know the context of the We Fit, I guess.
Yeah.
And thinks I'm just like cracking a joke about somebody's age.
Yes, you're being ageist.
Yeah. And I am, but not in that moment.
Yeah. You're against the old.
I don't like elderly people. No.
Because you never plan on becoming one.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, you plan on checking out.
Past 45. Yeah. So I make this joke to Andy, and my dad stands up in the living room and starts screaming at me.
Whoa,
like
middle of Thanksgiving.
Middle of Thanksgiving. Damn. Mind you, we're all eating at the table. He's eating in the living room. This is the kind of guy we're talking about.
Interesting.
This
is main meal.
This is the meal.
Wow.
This is the meal.
This isn't even the second meal where everyone's on the couch watching football. No, some are having dessert, some are having their second course. This is the one.
Where everyone's grabbed their first roll.
And he's by himself in the living room?
Not by himself. My grandpa always watches TV in there. It's actually, that part's not that weird for us. But anyway.
Gotcha.
Stands up, starts screaming at me. And I'm like shell-shocked because I literally at this point, I can't understand why I'm getting in trouble.
Yeah.
And my dad also, as much of an asshole as he is, he's never like screamed at me.
Interesting.
Like going off.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on? But before I could say anything, my Uncle Travis, who is 10, 12 years younger than my dad, and like a total cool hippie guy. He lives on a farm in rural Missouri, and he's just like a total. He has no phone. You can't get a hold of him.
Oh wow, respect.
He studied like sculpture in community college, and then moved out and took over the farm from his dad. He's a total like Missouri hippie, Zen dude. I think the first book he recommended to me was Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay, he's like a chiller,
chill dude.
Yeah, and like a thinker and like a quiet guy. My Uncle Travis, my dad starts in. He maybe gets 30 seconds into his yelling, and my Uncle Travis stands up and goes, "Shut the fuck up, Brad!" now he's
just
screaming
riles
at my dad.
up your coolest, most chill uncle.
Oh, so now all of us were definitely dismayed by Dad, but not shocked.
Sure. Now
that Uncle Travis is yelling, we're all like, whoa!
What's going on? Yeah,
we're so confused.
What's in the air? Yeah.
My dad is shocked and does sit down and shut up.
Wow.
And then it was like, we just kind of go back to having the meal. And later on to Andy, I was like, I mean, obviously that was insane, but did you know what I was after with that?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I don't know what your dad was on about. Damn. We were having fun. And
he just chose that moment to just fucking...
He just lost. And it was really funny because my dad has a lot of iconic blow-ups. Like most of our, like,
Love
now that he's passed, a lot of our, like, when we're sitting around laughing about old dad stories, it's a lot of, like, remember that time he went off on the milkman?
Yeah.
It's like...
How embarrassing for him. Yeah.
We look back fondly on his meltdowns.
Yes.
But this one was so bizarre.
Yeah, I had a meltdown dad too, but it was never... We still don't have too much fondness. Just a lot of broken coffee tables and,
so it wasn't a lot of fun.
It was a lot of, threatening to... YouTube has been frowning upon the thing my dad threatened to do. You really can't talk about it too much on YouTube anymore. But, kind of, let's say he kept threatening to check out when things weren't going his way.
King.
Yeah.
Sorry to say that's awesome.
He really behaved like, kind of like Sky Ferreira type insane, what is it? The manic... What's the thing that hot girls have?
Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
No, the one where they're insane and...
BPD?
BPD, yeah. He kind of had a little BPD vibes going.
By the way.
Yeah.
Just want to check in with you.
Yeah.
It's not just girls who have BPD.
That's what I just think of it as a hot girl disease.
Yeah, okay.
Because some of the best pussy of all time also goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I think my dad had a little bit of that going on.
Yeah.
And it's not good pussy.
He had good pussy and hot girl BPD.
I honestly don't think my dad had good pussy if I had to guess. Not big on hygiene. He was out there. A lot of sawdust in his pussy if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Nothing you're interested in.
Don't
Harry,
ever say pussy in front of me. Yeah. When you
Not even when I talk about my dad's
when
ass.
you talk about pussy, I've told you this before, it triggers my fight or flight. it's such a scary thing to me because I like you a lot. You're such a lovable guy. And then when you talk about pussy, it's like I'm reminded that you're kind of an animal.
Well, I am. Yeah. Sometimes you have to, people had like alligators as pets.
Yeah.
Or rhinoceroses, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of, we're like that friendship where it's like a dog and a cheetah, you know what I mean? I'm obviously the cheetah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm adorable and you're like a little dangerous. Yeah. People when you came on my show, there were a lot of comments, people being like, I am shocked at this alliance. I love it.
No, but it makes sense though because you also you're straight up from Missouri. You can hang with anyone, dude. You know what I mean?
That's
like
the goal.
That is and that is also part of it of like because you grew up in a very like a small ass town where like you were saying everybody's like pretty, just the I would assume that the where you start is like kind of conservative, like most people are, Christian, super religious, that kind of thing.
Everyone is straight white Christian.
Damn, yeah.
Everyone is straight white Christian. There are a couple Democrats sprinkled in there, but they keep it real tight.
Yeah.
It's not something you talk about. And it's something the town kind of knows.
Yeah.
They're like, Pam's a Democrat.
Right.
But it's like,
right.
We just, it's like, that's her thing.
Don't bring that up.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up in mixed company.
Let her do it. It doesn't matter. She doesn't have any allies.
Yeah.
As long as it's not spreading.
Totally.
It's like very, very straight white conservative out there.
Yeah. And so that's and it's interesting because I think, so you can just hang with that type of guy also.
Yeah.
So anybody, even a little off that, you're good.
I'm chilling.
You're
I think same
dude.
of you. You hang out with all kinds of people.
I grew up around the dumbest, fucking most ignorant trash of all time.
Yeah, but you also it's interesting because people that are very left and very like a little like they still love you. They love Stavvy. That's very interesting.
Well, that's the thing. We got to stop being tattletales.
Yeah.
The people on the left if anything has been proven, it's that like. You can't be the people, even though it's unfair. That is the perception. Is people say and look, some of them are dumb. I've talked to my friends where I'm like, the left doesn't just mean getting you fired because you said slurs.
Right.
It's a whole other set of beliefs. But it's like I'm firmly on the anti-tattletale thing.
Yeah.
We got to be cool, chill bros. We gotta say pussy every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm allowing it. I'm going to say my feelings about it. But I'm ultimately on your show letting you say pussy. And I knew it would come up, I came here knowing the pussy would arise in the convo.
Again, I said pussy. I'm trying to be an ally. Trying to make you feel comfortable.
I think my dad has good pussy and BPD.
Okay, immediately I realized now I did actually say pussy. Strike that from the record, please. Let that show.
What do you think about this idea that we need something that's popped up out of the election is people being like, we need a leftist Joe Rogan. What do you think of that?
That's hilarious. I don't. What would that even look like?
Right.
Like, what is that?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they just mean maybe it's just a kind of media that is not explicitly about politics.
Yeah.
And then you just like get people into like you, and then it's like at the end you kind of switcheroo them.
Yeah.
Because even like it is. I am actually kind of shocked that he endorsed Trump. That actually was shocking to me too. Like I know him. I didn't think that was something he would do.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's more the thing of like get people in, no shit. It would be great to have an insanely popular pop culture figure that has your politics. Duh, that would be good to have.
But it's interesting that he escapes. I was extremely disappointed in his endorsement of Trump.
Yeah,
not because it's Trump.
Yeah.
Also that, but because I was like, I didn't have a ton of respect for that guy personally. Mm-hmm. I lost any shred that I did have. And I got to say, I lost some respect for Tim Dillon having J.D. Vance on.
J.D. Vance stinks. Yeah, I agree with you.
I was like, dog, what do you do? I loved him, but I was like, what are you doing?
I know, and I also think it's weird to see this election and be like, to think either one of them was good, to be honest, was like I get not being pumped about Kamala. That I do fully understand, right? But to then be like, well, that means Trump's good. I mean, that's how like little kids think. It's either A or B. But I mean, that is the problem with the like two-party system. You automatically think if you don't like the thing you have always supported, if you come from like traditional Democrat, like a lot of people in fucking New York voted for Trump. A lot of AOC voters voted for Trump because they were like, and she did a thing where she was like, I asked my constituents who voted for both me and Trump why they did it, and they were like, he's trying to shake it up just like you. You're both out, like, and it's that thought, and it's like, well, now we'll see, like, you know, hopefully, you know, Matt Gaetz is already fucking. Just a straight up pedophile. Attorney General. I mean,
being investigated for child sex trafficking.
It's like, these are the people that say any gay guy is a groomer, and you put a literal guy under investigation for sex trafficking as the Attorney General. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here?
They're like, in the same breath, they're like, we're worried about the integrity of women swimming. Yeah. If trans women are allowed in the pool. And then they're like, I think the child sex trafficking guy should be the head lawman. Are you fucking nuts?
And he just looks stupid as shit, by the way.
His work is horrible.
The filler's tough.
Yeah, his work is horrible.
He's looking like the Beauty and the Beast.
It's not good over there.
Yeah,
the work is bad. Well, a lot of their work is bad.
Yeah.
Because you imagine what a right-wing...
plastic surgeon?
Yeah. Imagine like a right-wing lip filler guy.
Yeah.
That's not good. You need a gay person.
You need enough gay guys to form a quorum to tell you if it's good or not.
Well, ironically, you need somebody who does like gender-affirming surgery.
Yeah, that's true.
They need some of the trans doctors.
They do.
To get their work right.
I am so... like, I'm working on this idea where it's like, even if you hate trans people, right? The like doctors, like if they will make you some of the ugliest people, right? Like these transphobic people, right? Yeah. It's like trans doctors are fucking figuring shit out, man. They are like,
oh, they're lacing cheeks.
They are fucking doing incredible stuff, and they're gender affirming carers. That's a tight. Sometimes that could be a tight window to, like I said, making like if you're born a dude and you become a sexy lady, it's like. That's impressive. Yeah. It takes a lot of work. Yeah. It's a lot harder than going from fat to not fat. Yeah. I'll tell you that much.
Well.
It is.
It's pretty hard to lose weight.
There's some easy steps, Caleb. That we can fucking do it, bro. I'm saying, but they respect that so much, and it's, I mean, yeah, for us. Yeah. I mean, for us,
maybe for somebody.
But like my example, Ben Shapiro, squeaky voice. Yeah. You're telling me trans doctors aren't going to figure out how to get deeper,
a voice coach?
Exactly.
Well, testosterone and a voice coach, we can fix you right up, brother.
Ben Shapiro should be on board just to get that deep. He could be fucking awesome. You know
what I'm worried about?
I want beards. You know what I mean? Like
you want more beard?
I want like a sicker beard. They're working on that shit.
I think they could do that for you. I think there might be something in Turkey happening.
Should I go to Turkey?
Check it out.
I might.
If you want to. I think you look great.
But anyway, fuck Matt Gaetz, whatever.
Do you know what I'm worried about?
What's that?
I did Z-Way's show yesterday. Mm-hmm. We recorded it. It's not out yet. I don't know if it'll be out by the time this comes out.
You're canceled by the time this comes out?
Well, I did go on a pretty... Here's the thing. Yeah. I went on a long rant. She basically was listing off Republican figures, and I called every one of them faggots. Yeah. In a row, like I was like, he's faggy, he's faggy, he's faggy, and she doing the interview was like, I'm a little worried about you saying all of this, but it was in a joking spirit, you know. Yeah. And she was like, so you think they're gay? And I was like, no, I don't think. I'm not guessing at their sexuality. I'm saying putting on an LL Bean flannel and rolling up the sleeves and pretending to be working class when you went to Yale and Harvard.
Drag.
That's drag. That's drag, and it's faggy. It's like a little faggy. And so I'm worried that the interview is going to come out cut up and I'm going to look and gay people are going to get mad at me.
Well, here now.
Say it now.
Say it now.
I don't mean...
We don't edit anything.
Yeah.
We don't even...
we put it out.
The audio's bad on this show. We're not... So you have the floor to call whoever you want, whatever slur you want, little buddy. Yeah. We'll let that fly on Stavvy's world.
They are just kind of...
I know what you mean.
It's interesting to me that all these right-wing guys that are cornering the market on... Because everyone's in a moral panic right now about young men.
Yes. Yes.
And you have a lot of young men fans.
And we're trying to get them... This is the anti-incel podcast. Yeah. The whole idea is if I can do it, you can do it, my friend.
Brother.
That's all I'm saying to the boys out there. Don't go the Tate route. Come to Stavvy's world. Yeah. We will get you some pussy.
I'm on board now.
We will get you some pussy. We will get you some pussy, and we will see the results in the ballot box. Is that what you want? Yes. That's what I'm here for, Caleb.
Yes. Let's use young men wanting pussy as a vehicle to get to the ballot.
And that's the secret of, let's be honest, all of civilization.
Come on.
Unfortunately. Also, in terms of, look, this is the politics corner now.
Yeah.
And since we're doing it, everyone should be pro women's choice, even, I mean, you just should be, but it's like, just think of it as, if you want to be pro busting, you gotta be pro choice.
If you like to nut.
If you want to nut in a woman, you gotta be pro choice.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Hear me now, young man.
Tell him.
If you want to bust, you must be pro choice. We did it. We saved democracy, Caleb.
We did it just now. No, but I do think it's funny that like these guys that are cornering the manhood conversation, like Andrew Tate, like Matt Gaetz, like all these guys, Ben Shapiro,
they read pretty gay.
They're not compelling. They're not strong. They're all weak, limp-wristed, like smarmy little creatures. I'm like, all the men I grew up with would have actively hated you on sight.
For sure.
On sight.
For sure.
I just don't understand how it happened.
Yeah.
How they got the conversation on manhood.
I don't know. It's interesting.
I'm more manly than those guys.
You are.
And I'm like,
you're stronger.
I'm like, boys, come to me.
Yeah.
Boys, come on over to... Boys, hear me now.
Here we go.
Boys, hear me now. If you want to nut in a woman, you have got to vote for abortion rights. Play the sound. Play my applause.
Yep, that's in 5 years. I guess we're gonna have to wait 2 presidential cycles.
Yep.
When we run together, we'll chop this up, Eldis. Hearon Halkis, 2020. Oh fuck, it'll be 2030. Damn. Yeah. 2032.
Hey,
is it Hearon?
One of us won't be here.
Place your bets, folks. Who's gonna
get
make
on Poly Market right now? And ask what half of this ticket's going to make it to the
run. But we will see to it that our ideas make it, even though we will have expired, our ideas will live forever. We will be immortal through our... If you must bust, you must vote for abortion rights.
We're going to work on the wording for sure.
Yeah, we'll get work on it.
Must bust is killing,
but
the back half is sloppy.
It's a little sloppy, yeah.
Right now, it's kind of it's like, if you want to bust, you must get to the ballot box and support a woman's right to choose. It's like, it's like,
we got to clean it up, and we will. We absolutely will.
Well, we've got a couple years.
Well, yeah.
I was telling my friend, we need someone to start a party in this country it's called Rent and Dinner. The Rent and Dinner party, and that's all I give a fuck about.
Yep. Rent is low. You can buy a nice dinner.
You can afford to go to Chili's.
Yes,
and the rent is affordable. Yes. And a triple dipper is an option every night of the week.
Get a triple dipper. We are fucking crushing it, dude. We're filling out the whole platform right now.
A triple dipper on every table.
Yep.
A rent check in every mailbox. And somebody to come with in every bed.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes. Absolutely.
That'd be beautiful.
I love it. Were you always like did you do like student government? Were you like a political? Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. You've been running. I did too. I ran for some stuff.
I was an intense little zealot.
Yeah.
I was hardcore. I was like, my energy in high school could best be described as just like, I was just like, I wanted, anything to get attention, but for not being gay.
Right. So you were channeling it. So you were entertained. You also had that. I think everybody who ends up being a comedian can be so annoying before because they have to get those laughs out somewhere.
Anywhere.
So you have that like performer, like you're both a closeted performer and a closeted gay man all at once.
Yeah.
And so you got it. I bet that student body government, like that shot out like a fire hose.
Yeah. It's like it's like tap dancing in sneakers and being like, it's not gay because I'm not wearing the shoes.
Yeah,
it's like, just put on the shoes, brother.
So
It's really it was.
Who are we
tough.
kidding here?
Who are we kidding? I was so into student council. I was so into school spirit.
That's another one of my long-standing theories that parades aren't as good since gay guys have been able to come out of the closet.
Yeah.
The 4th of July parades in the 40s. Are you kidding me? The 50s?
Oh, my God. The pomp and
that's all they had, dude. That's all those guys had.
I do think gay being illegal again would really... I would come more than ever.
You would.
I would come harder than I've ever come.
I would have to guess the sex would be much hotter.
The sex was crazy.
Yeah.
Who was I talking to?
You're a freedom fighter every time you fuck a guy. That must feel cool.
There was some. Yeah, it's revolutionary. It's literally red. Every time I suck some guy off, it's Red Dawn.
Yeah.
It's a fight for freedom. It's the war for independence. If a guy blows me in the park, that's literally like the Boston Tea Party. I can't remember who told me this, but some older gay guy told a friend of mine who related to me. He said my favorite thing to do back when, when being like the 70s and 80s when being gay was still so taboo and they would do park cruising.
Yeah.
He said it was called like a strawberry sundae or something. And I was like, what's that? And he was like, oh, that's where you would suck a straight guy off in the park, and then as soon as he came, he would punch you.
What the
because
fuck?
He was so mad at you for being gay.
That was his favorite
and you would
thing.
get a nosebleed. And I was like, oh. But you know what? I understood it. I understood it. I was like, the danger of like, is it going to be one punch? Is he going to kill me?
Right.
I mean, of course, I don't want that actually.
Of course.
But when this older gay guy says this, I go, I do know what you were tapping into.
Sure.
I don't like it for me. I don't want it to be actually happening.
And it is dangerous, and it's good that it's like not happening.
It shouldn't be happening. But I do think we could. So that's the extreme version that I don't want.
Yeah, it's like older roller coasters without safety precautions. They went faster.
Yeah.
Now did a couple kids die every summer? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And that's bad, but...
Did we lose some of our finest young men at Schlitterbahn? Yeah. Yeah. We did, because he had to do the loop-de-loop. Yeah. But guess what? It was a lot of fun for the guys who made it off.
Yes. Yeah, the guys who made it off had a blast.
If you walked out of Schlitterbahn, you had memories for a lifetime. Yeah. Some kids left in a body bag. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Getting some holiday shopping done this weekend? Pick up some touchdowns. They're on sale at DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings has doorbuster profit boosts and bet one, get one promotions on all types of touchdown bets. The Ravens are playing the Chargers. The Lions are on of the pathetic Cowboys. A lot of opportunities for some incredible touchdown sales. Grab some TDs with DraftKings Sportsbook. They're on sale from Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Stavvy to opt in. That's code Stavvy, Stavvy, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. One bonus bet per customer based on amount of initial touchdown bet and expires 168 hours after issuance. One single-use boost per customer that only applies to winnings. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for additional terms and responsible gaming resources.
So is it just like school politics and school spirit, or were you like also were you like a very opinionated, just political, like, religious stuff? Like, were you rebelling against where you were from, even as like that little intense
I was starting
teen?
to. I was figuring it out. Like, I definitely remember, like, I definitely was really, when Obama ran, I remember crying watching him win. Like, I was so excited because I knew everyone were, like, most people were out.
How old were you, like 14?
Obama ran, this would have been 2008, so I was, 13.
Yeah.
And I was watching, I remember we lived in a trailer at the time, and I was sitting in the trailer. We had this small little TV, and I was watching it on the trailer TV. My mom was either at work or already in bed, and I was just like, oh man, everyone around here hates this, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I was so excited. And
that time was fucking,
that was
thinking
big.
Obama's in the mix, yeah.
That was huge.
What's the trailer layout like? You got your own bed?
I did, yeah. The trailer was a 2-room. It was like right on the highway.
Nice.
Trailer on the highway.
Pull right on.
Pull right on, baby. Right on, right off. One end was my mom's room.
Okay.
And she had like an ensuite like bathroom and stuff down there. Then there was a little kitchen on the way
Call
through.
it a suite.
By the way,
it's awesome.
On room. I mean, what do you say?
She did to use French. to use French prefixes in the trailer is like that is the most quintessential gay and from Missouri thing I've ever heard in my life.
And guess what?
My mother had an ensuite bathroom in our trailer.
Until you've lived like I've lived, until you've known the luxury of a double wide with an ensuite, until you know
he dropped the T even on the second time.
She did have a jet tub in there.
Ooh,
baby, they
good
made
for
some
her.
nice double wides.
Hey,
people
I'm
shit on the
loving
double
it.
wide.
Yeah.
Then
Double
there's a kitchen.
not bad.
Then there's a living room. Then there's another bathroom, and then there's my room.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Was it nice?
I had my own little wing of the house.
That is nice.
It was sweet. Now the house was on wheels.
Yeah.
So that's scary.
Yeah.
But especially in tornado country.
Totally.
But we had a good time over there.
Did ever get twisted up?
No. I did drive through a tornado once.
Ooh.
I had to break into a church.
Nice. For shelter.
I did, really. I had to break down the door of a church and like hide in a closet.
Really? They didn't let you in?
There was no one there.
Oh.
I was on the highway and there were trees falling down around my car.
Holy shit.
And I literally had to like run through the wind and the rain, break down a church door, get in the closet. I managed to get a call out. I called my mom and I was like, hey, it is what it is. You know? I was like, this might be the last one.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, it was wild.
Damn, dude.
You know what? My dad came and got me afterwards. So what happened was, I was visiting my dad and my aunt in their town, which is like a 50-minute drive from where my mom lived at the time.
Yes.
And this is my freshman, sophomore year of college. Talking to a friend on the phone on the drive home. Perfectly beautiful day. Lovely. I'm like talking on the phone, driving. And immediately sky goes black and a storm starts. And I was like, that's bad. Like when it goes like that fast. And I was like, fuck. And so it started, tornado happened, and I called my mom and was like, hey, I'm in the middle of a tornado. It sounds really bad. I don't know what's happening. Then we lost signal.
Oh, my God.
And then it ended, I thought. But, you know, the eye of the storm is quiet.
Eye of the storm.
So I was like, I don't know if I'm in the eye or if it's over. So I stayed for a while. And she had sent my dad to come get me. She had, like, sent him my location. So my dad came and got me, and my dad's a lifelong atheist, intense atheist.
Interesting.
Hated when I got into church. I remember vividly telling my dad and my grandma at a Thanksgiving that I've started going to youth group and I think I want to get saved.
Oh, wow.
My grandma wept with excitement, and when I asked my dad if he was excited, he was like, we'll talk about it when you're older.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, okay.
He had a hunch.
He was not into it.
Yeah. But I mean,
he's right.
He was.
Of course. That was awesome.
Yeah,
he was awesome for that.
He
would literally like slyly when I was in the house like turn up the volume on a Ricky Gervais
That's so
special
funny.
and be like, "What do you think?" You know?
Yeah.
Which is not the way to win over an atheist.
I know
by
it,
the way.
but I know it's so funny though because it's like I feel like we had similar paths where it's like you must have been because I was definitely freshman year of college on that militant atheist Richard Dawkins.
Oh yeah.
Ricky Gervais, Bill Maher, like shit that. It is lame the older you get, but when you're fucking 14 to 19 and you're
baby.
Oh, you guys still believe in God? Smoking pretending to enjoy cigarettes that you're smoking and being like childish thoughts.
When you're 21 and a bit of a douchebag like I was, militant atheism hits like crack.
It's awesome, dude.
It's awesome.
Yes, because
you get to look down on everybody.
Exactly. It's the same exact feeling that religious people get.
Yeah,
you're just one of them.
I remember my favorite. I would share it like once a week. My favorite picture to share was like a picture of a bunch of famous atheists, like all their headshots, and then the like text over it was like, "If atheists go to hell, I'm not worried. I'm in good company." And I loved, especially if like one of my friends would post a Bible verse.
Yeah,
I loved it. The next hour, I'd load that baby up and throw it on my Facebook feed and be like, "Wonder what they think of this."
Yeah.
But my dad picked me up from the tornado and drove me. We left my car out there, and he drove me back to his house. And on the drive, we're driving, and it's like quiet for a little bit. And then my dad just goes, "So, when you thought you were gonna die, did you like think that maybe God? Did you like pray to God or think God might be real?" And he was asking in a way that was like he really wanted to know.
Oh wow!
If I like discovered something.
That's fascinating.
Oh, it was. In the moment I was like, whoa, because I did pray.
Oh, always. When shit's going bad.
If you think that you're about to die, you got to throw out a Hail Mary.
God, I was fucking kidding. Remember that thing about forgiveness you're so about?
They say it works.
Yeah,
Christians are
yeah.
like, if you do it in the last minute. So anytime you think there's a close call, I'm just like, well, just
you might as well.
My bad, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll
it's like order a side of fries for the table. Even if it's good to have them there.
Throw out a prayer when the plane's shaking a little too hard.
Yeah. It's not gonna hurt, right?
Yeah. If the overhead bins start opening on the plane, you just like to throw a prayer out.
Yes.
And I told him, I was like, I did pray, but I don't think I believe in God, because at this point I was an atheist as well, and I don't even know if I am now, but at the time I was feeling that way. And my dad was like, interesting.
He was just collecting data.
Oh, he was fascinated.
He wasn't trying to steer you. He just legitimately wanted to know if in the foxhole there's no atheist thing.
Yeah.
If that affected you.
That's what he wanted to know.
Yeah.
He was a curious guy, and I thought it was so interesting and fascinating that he like was so intrigued.
So your dad, you said, lifelong atheist. Your uncle on his side of the family is like kind of the hippie Zen guy. Like, was your family kind of already not? Were they sort of rebellious for where you grew up? Like, was your family like the weird family of the zone, or were there other people like that? Did they like? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely outliers.
Outliers,
I
yes.
think like my grandma Lillian on my dad's side, all her kids turned out to be like pretty, like my dad, my Aunt Ashley, my Uncle Travis, they all turned out to be independent thinkers and like pretty left and like pretty left. And my mom's side is much more traditional, I would say. Gotcha. But no one in my immediate family, like the people I really love and care about, none of them are like intense anything.
Sure.
This is my theory about the country, though, by the way.
Hit me with it.
My theory about the country of the United States of America is most people are like my family, which is maybe they vote Republican, maybe they vote Democrat. Hard to tell. Every election's kind of different. I would say every election, most people in my family are like, we'll see when it gets closer.
Yeah.
And by the way, we don't really talk about politics, and most of them just don't care.
They don't care that much, yeah.
Life is hard. The bills come every month.
Yeah.
They need to pay the bills. They're worried about raising their kids.
Yeah.
And they just don't sit around and talk about like what's going on in Washington, D.C.
Right.
And I think that's most of the country.
If you do anything to make their life a little better, they will vote for you for like a generation.
Yeah.
And no one has.
And they're not talking about it. They're not going up to their neighbor and being like, you have to vote for this guy.
Right.
There are those people out there. But I think by and large, those people on both sides are outnumbered by the vast majority of Americans who are just like, man, I wish life was easy and I still have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're just chilling.
Yeah, just chilling, maybe fucking fixing up a motorcycle.
Maybe fixing up a motorcycle.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but no, my dad's side of the family is all pretty like left.
Cool.
I would say.
Interesting. And did your dad have your dad didn't have any other kids, did he? Your mom did, or
my mom did. My dad did not.
Did you grow up with your brother around? Were you guys like hanging around all the time?
My brother was around, but my brother from a very early age was like my brother when he turned like 12, but just became like a criminal.
Hell yeah.
He turned 12 and like immediately started doing crime. Like he's like fucking stealing bikes and like smoking weed and shit. And we were very at odds.
Oh, okay.
Because I was I definitely watched him make life hard for my mom, and then I felt like I had to be a good kid, so I resented him.
Interesting.
And I think I still kind of do in some ways. It's complicated.
Sure, of course.
But I resented him because he made life hard. She already had a hard life.
Yeah.
She's raising two kids by herself and working multiple jobs.
Yeah.
She's a bitch going through it.
Yeah.
You know? And then he's
I'm
like
a
stealing.
survivor on her Reba shit.
A single mom who works 2 jobs.
Wow, mom, very Reba.
Very Reba.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just resented him. I was like, why are you making this worse?
Yeah.
Why are you such a fuck up?
Yeah.
I hated it. I was so pissed at him.
And especially at that age where it's like, it doesn't take much to have a rivalry with a sibling.
Right.
But when they're actually being a piece of shit,
yeah,
that's, you know.
Also, I have very low tolerance for fuck ups. Stop. This is not hard.
Yeah.
Maybe like you just wouldn't go to school for a week. It's like, go to school.
Gotcha.
Just fucking get up and go to school.
Yeah.
She's got her shit going on.
Totally.
So I had to like take care of him. You know, I had to like wake us up for the bus.
As the little brother.
You're the older brother. You're supposed to be doing this shit. I really, it was really tough for us. I resented his fuck ups for sure.
Do you think, because you're also, what I really admire about you is that you just have a good time. You don't feel the fucking pressure to like just do you won't overwork yourself. Like you won't we were talking when on your podcast we were talking about how I was in England I was working on something and you were just taking a fucking jaunt across Europe.
Yeah.
You were just there for fun for like 2 months or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking awesome. You were my only friend in. I was just trying to see if any of my friends were in London, like just to hang. And you just were there. And do you think that's kind of like because you saw how hard your mom's life was and she had no choice but to constantly be working, you think it's a little bit of the like, you know, you're sort of overcorrecting the other way and being like, my life is going to be the chillest life of all time because my mom had 5 jobs and one of her sons hot wiring dirt bikes at age 14.
He's stealing 3-wheelers.
Yeah.
Totally, dude.
Yeah,
I think it's a reaction to that. I think it's a reaction to how hard my mom had to work. I think it's also I'm true. I don't view privilege as a bad word. I have it's a privileged life that I get to like be a comedian.
Yeah.
And I did work very hard for it, but I'm trying to take full advantage. I don't want to turn this into like coal mining part 2 where I like fucking book up every second of my day and freak out and stress out and like run here and there. Like there is some element of that, but like I want to take advantage of the privilege of like, you can fuck off for a month in this life if you plan it right.
Totally.
And then there's the other thing of like, I think I did spend the whole first like 22 years of my life stressing every second.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm like, no more.
Sure.
We did it. We set it up.
We did, yeah.
I'm not poor in Missouri.
Yeah, I'm not in the trailer.
And there's nothing wrong with being poor in Missouri, but I did not want to experience
It's stressful though. Poverty's
did.
fucking stressful. I remember figuring out my family was poor and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Being like pissed.
Yeah,
Being like, I've been poor this whole fucking time. It literally had, like, my shout out, you know, I mean, we were in Baltimore and like we knew there were other families that were doing better than us, but I the moment I realized, and shout out to my mom, because it took me until like, it was literally when I was in high school filling out FAFSA, and she was like, and I would always do paperwork for my family because, you know, the language barrier or whatever. And I was always, you know, ever since I was 11, I was filling out forms with my family and stuff. And I was doing FAFSA until I got too lazy, and then my mom was like, I'll just figure it out. But when it came to, like, FAFSA was the way I would leave the house, so I was back in. I was like, all right, let's do this right. And I was like, hey, Mom, they want to know what our total net worth is. And she was like, 0. And I was like... Fucking Greek idiot doesn't know what net worth means. No, the money we have. Yeah.
Our assets that we have.
She was like, she was like, including debt, like what we have minus our debt. And I was like, yeah. She was like, well then, yeah, it's 0. Because it's actually negative. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I mean, I knew we weren't rich, but I was like, we've been fucking poor. And then it's like a Kaiser Soze moment where you're like, oh... Every, you know, you see like every place you never got clothes you wanted. Everything was bootleg.
Flashbacks of your mom picking up one type of bread, putting it back, picking up a different one. Oh my God, this whole time.
You get our cereal next to it's like bags of cereal next to bags of dog food. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the same packaging unless you got to be really careful not to fucking. What were some fun, you know, as a fellow little chubster in poverty, what were your favorite poverty meals?
Dude,
let's get
into what
this.
Immediately comes to mind?
Yeah.
This is so white trash, and I say that in a loving way.
Oh, I mean,
our special meal, my favorite meal that I like begged for was chopped up hot dogs.
Hell yeah.
Like stir fried in brown sugar.
Oh my God.
Like caramelized in brown sugar. And then
a reduction, hot dogs in a caramel reduction sauce.
Little pieces of cut up bacon.
Oh, double up.
Put into baked beans.
Oh no.
We called it beanie weenies.
Beanie weenies.
I loved it. I literally on my birthday would be like, "Can we have beanie weenies?"
On your birthday,
and my mom would be like, "We can, but only today."
Yeah.
Like I loved beanie weenies.
That's fucking awesome.
It was awesome.
The doubling down on the sugar, is awesome.
Don't eat it. Yeah. Or when my mom worked at a bar for several years, and they had really good chicken wings, and I would call down to the bar at like 9 p.m. and be like, "Can I talk to Kelly?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." And so it's this loud, raucous bar, and I'd be like, "Bring home chicken wings."
Yes.
My mom would be like, "Okay, honey."
Yeah.
She'd bring me home a box of chicken wings.
Love that.
I literally felt like royalty.
Yeah.
I was like, my mom works at the chicken wing place.
Yes.
She brings me chicken wings.
Yeah. No, my mom was a waitress at a Greek restaurant. The calamari that came, the leftover calamari, and then when they didn't have, because it wasn't. I always had to.
Wasn't
wait
guaranteed.
And see. When the calamari wasn't there, a day I was banking on it. Tough. Being a fat 9-year-old and being like, staying up till like midnight and being like, oh, hey mom, pretending I was happy to see my mom. I just wanted fucking calamari.
Yeah.
And if it was, I would just have a tantrum and have to go up fucking stairs, pissed off. One of those horrible Saturdays.
You thought you were gonna go to bed with a tummy full of calamari.
Tummy full of calamari, got nothing.
Didn't happen. Dude, my mom worked for a while at a bowling alley. She was like a bartender at a bowling alley.
Love that.
Awesome.
I mean, that's good.
That's some good shit.
Yeah.
And so to this day, when someone, I can't get this out to work.
It's okay, man.
No, it's
Don't
good.
worry
I'm
about it.
getting it back on. Watch this.
I believe in you.
So to this day, when I smell someone that smells like stale beer and cigarettes, because she would come home from that job, either at that point we were old enough to put ourselves to bed or we had a babysitter. My mom would come home from that job and like come give me like a hug and a kiss, you know, like while I was in bed. And she smelled so much like cigarettes and stale beer and also deep fryer
nacho
food.
cheese and deep fryer,
just like deep fryer grease and like beer and cigarettes. And when I smell that smell to this day, I literally feel, I go,
yeah, dude,
it feels so comfy.
Oh man, that's what your husband's gonna smell like.
He's gonna need to. He's gonna need to smell like that.
That's so, yeah, you've got a Pavlovian response to that.
I hooked up with a guy last night who told me his ex-boyfriend is a huge fan of mine.
Wow.
And he said it in a way that made me think, is that what we're doing here?
Oh, wow.
And you know what? I was like, don't care.
Dude,
awesome.
if if you don't think I've gotten a couple revenge blowies because some guy, some fucking dumb podcast fan mistreated a woman, and she was like, I bet if I send this guy a picture of my tits, he'd let me suck him off. And you know what? 90% of the time, they are correct.
They are right about that.
And that's welcome, because I feel like that is more of a straight comedians. We get that's more of what the spoils that I get. I like that it's coming to you.
Something's shifted because when comedy first started going well for me, I would talk to the few older gay comedians that there are that have had anything go for them, and they would say things to me like, "Man, it's not the same for us on the road. Just don't expect it." And I'm like, something has shifted.
The culture's I think more gay people are into like more mainstream stand up, not in the way that like I feel like you said, it used to be like you got to have 3 like queer famous comedians, and now it's like, and that's everything was kind of a little more segmented, I think, and now I just feel like it's way more in the culture, and I think you get to be, so it's just out there more, and I'm happy for you.
Who's your favorite gay stand-up? Can't say me. Nice try, Stavvy. Can't say me.
I was definitely gonna say you. That's a fucking great question. Who would be my favorite gay stand-up?
You can't think of one. This is sick.
It is pretty...
You can't think of a single gay person who does stand-up comedy.
Okay, Elvis, relax.
Boo him, King.
I loved Margaret Cho's show when I was a kid, and I loved her the episode of Dr. Katz that she was on.
Yeah.
I guess I liked more like gay comedians in general, but I can't really think of like a stand-up that was like one of my top stand-ups. And then obviously there's like contemporaries, but I feel like this is more of a question of like, who did you look up to?
That's what you read from it.
It is actually,
I'm just interviewing. I'm just asking my questions.
Well, it's my show.
It's my show. I don't have to answer your dumb little question.
I don't know. That's interesting. Who's your favorite? I got him, Elvis. Who's your favorite straight comedian?
Can't say you.
Can't say me.
Okay. My favorite straight comedian. You know what? A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them I like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a sleeper pick. I'm going Kathleen Madigan.
Wow.
Kathleen Madigan is a killer.
That's a good one.
I love her. I watched one of her like maybe Comedy Central half hours or something when I was a kid, and I found out she was from Missouri, and that was really cool. I was like, she's from Missouri. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And
she's great.
She's great, and she won't follow me back. Kathleen, no worries, honey. I love you. She won't. I've messaged her to be on my podcast.
Wow.
Which I don't do.
Nothing.
And she will not read it.
She's oh wow.
And she will not respond.
Not even seen.
And guess what I have for her? The utmost respect. Don't slum it with a young gay comedian. You stay where you are. You drop this, queen. Her crown.
Her crown.
I love her. I hope she never messages me back. I hope she never follows. I'm really proud of her.
You want that. You want that relationship.
Nice. I think it's nice. I saw her in an airport once after I had messaged her and thinking she's probably seen this or someone on her team has seen this and not responded. And I did not approach her in the airport. I said, "You enjoy that beer." At that airport bar.
Not even a like, big fan. No, kept it moving.
No, because she might not want that. And by the way, she was on the same flight as me that day.
Wow.
And we walked right past each other, and I didn't say a word. Shout out Kathleen.
A lot of restraint.
One thing
I bet you could have charmed her in person.
I think I could have.
I really do think so.
But I chose not. That's the power that you have to choose when to turn it on and turn it off. And I choose to wield it for good.
Folks, you might not know this about me, but I recently, about a year ago, got a place in Baltimore, my hometown, in addition to my apartment here in New York City. I've been living back and forth between the two. And when I got my place in Baltimore and I needed a bed quick, that looked good, that was comfortable, that was sturdy, because I'm a plus-size boy, that was easy to install, you know what I chose? The Thuma Classic Bed. That's fully 100% true. Before they were a sponsor, I did all my research, and I picked Thuma because I loved the way it looked. Like I said, it was incredibly sturdy. It was so easy to make. Sometimes, you got all these weird slats. You got to, I'm not a very handy guy. I don't want to get the screwdriver out. They have this incredible, they use the technique of Japanese joinery. It's crafted from solid wood and precision cut for a silent, stable foundation. It literally takes like 5 minutes. No tools. It's eco-friendly, natural material, 4 neutral finishes to match any design aesthetic. I love the look. You're going to love it too. And I want you, be like me, sleep on a bed that I sleep on. Do some other stuff on a bed that I do some other stuff on. To explore Thuma's entire collection, visit www.thuma.co or the flagship location in New York City. Pieces ship quickly and arrive straight to your door. To get $100 towards your first bed purchase, go to thuma.co. That's THUMA.co to receive $100 off your first bed purchase. Yeah.
And not for personal gain. When do you think you're going to settle down? All this talk about
any
women
day
in the
now.
DMs. You think?
I'd like to.
I see you as a family man.
I do want to. I think it's so funny. Like, for the first time in my life, I was like, yeah, it would be nice to just be in a good relationship. Like, I realized the value of it instead of being like scared of fucking up a relationship. I was like, I've been working so much. It would be nice if you, like, I envision coming home to like a loving environment instead of like just an apartment and like, you know, watching a movie. And I was like, whoa. And it was the first pure time that I was like, I'm not worried about a relationship. I'm like, this would be good.
Straight guys are so funny. It's so funny that you're 35 and for the first time in your life, you're like, the love of a woman could be special.
Well, because I never thought, okay, yeah, it is hilarious and it is pathetic. But
I did not say pathetic.
It is. No, it is. But I do think it's because I recently had the realization that marriages could be good. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you grow up, like, I envy people who came from fucked up circumstances and still believe in love. Yeah. Like, I love that you seek love. Yeah. And, you know, in the fucking double wide with your pops a mile away, just not being
hanging out.
Not hanging out.
Not
like,
interested.
in the same zip code.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like,
not too much, but yeah.
Yeah. And like, to me, my family was such a, like, my parents' relationship was so fucked up. Yeah. And everybody that I knew, even though they were married, they were miserable. And in fact, the only, like, people that were happy were kind of like the divorced ones. Yeah. And so it really took a while. Like, just in my head, when I thought of relationships and marriage, it just always was something bad and just like something people just were obligated to do.
Don't you feel then that you could only do better than that?
That never occurred to me until recently.
Yeah.
Until I was like, wait, I'm doing better in so many other ways. Yeah. Why can't I master that too? And I have my own things of like, in all my like relationships, like I just have that knee-jerk reaction to like get out and I feel smothered and I feel like I'm going to disappoint this person, so let me get out of it ahead of time. And so, but recently I was like, yeah, what if, let's just say I figured that out. Wouldn't it be nice if a woman loved me and I come back and we get dinner and like see a movie, and instead of like doing this by myself, it was with the person I plan to share the rest of my life with. And so it's switched for me, but at the same time,
right,
I am still an immature,
right,
and but so I'm hopeful. I've switched from probably not going to happen to let's see what happens.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice
if we could wake up?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it was unfair though that I said straight guys are so funny because it is guys in general. Yeah. Gay guys do also struggle with the commitment thing. I mean, gay guys, I don't know if it feels more advanced. It certainly feels a little different that gay guys will just get into a beautiful long-term relationship and then still fuck everyone else. Yeah. Together and separately. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's progress or not.
That's great. I also love, I don't want to butcher the point, because I was just on Stradio Lab and I was talking to George.
Oh, I love those guys.
They're the best. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, George was talking about how like cheating just is not even a concept for gay guys. Yeah. Like it's just like gay guys will just be in a marriage so long and they'll just basically just be kind of after like 20 years, they just, instead of just being like, this isn't working, they're just kind of like roommates who then just go on and just date other people. And it just becomes this weird, it's just such a fascinating way to go about things. But I respect it, but it also doesn't feel like the answer to what we're talking about here of like a nice loving.
It also doesn't feel like what we sold the American people. Yeah. When we passed Obergefell,
you really pulled one on a different story. Yeah. We're just like everybody else.
We just want we just want to be in our house and have our children and raise our.
I want to put a sweater on. With my husband.
Yeah, we weren't telling folks about circuit parties. We did a little pulling of the wool, and God bless. But it's not the story we told.
It's true. That is true. But yeah, it's interesting. I also feel the same thing for you too, because I do feel like you're trying to settle down a little bit here, isn't it? Don't you feel like
I am trying.
You're trying,
but I'm not.
You're up against the wall that you're trying also to settle down with a man.
I'm trying to settle down with a man. We're both men. Then that's
tough.
Not good.
Yeah.
No, it's I don't know, man. I'm like, I do want it. I want a family. I want kids. I want to settle down with someone. I do have long now thought that it would be lovely to come home to someone who loves me and build a home together.
That's cute.
I think that'd be beautiful and lovely.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the couples in my life. That I think there's so many beautiful couples in my life who work so well together. I think my friends Kevin and Katie, they have a beautiful love.
I'm rooting against. I don't think they're gonna make it.
Yeah, you don't think so?
Yeah, just from what I've seen.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't know them. I don't know them at all. I don't know them at all. I'm just a joke.
I just think about my friends Tom and Nancy. I just think about these people who have
them either.
They're not
gonna happen for them.
They have beautiful relationships. They do their own thing. They still have their own friends, but they come together. It's lovely. And I do want that, but I have not found the person.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to wonder, am I the problem?
Yeah.
Because I do.
Probably.
It gets to a
yeah, almost certainly.
It gets to a certain point, and I lose interest. I think they can't be the one. I'm like, maybe I do just need to find a roommate version.
No, don't do that.
Maybe I need to walk in on gay guy terms. I am a romantic.
You're romantic in your little heart.
I am romantic. But you know what? I need to cool it on the romance, because here's something I've noticed recently.
Okay.
I am a romantic. I call people when I'm dating someone. I call them on the phone, talk, chit chat.
Love that.
I'll send flowers sometimes.
That's cute.
I like to do stuff like this.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I do it, and then it gives the impression that I'm trying to get into something serious, and I am trying that. But I think I sometimes do it too quick, and then people go. I enjoy it.
It's pure, but that's. Yeah, you're saying, well, I do these things. I'm sending these clear messages, and people are reacting to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I need to slow it down a little bit until I'm sure. Because I'm sending the let's lock it down vibe. They're picking it up and enjoying it, and then I'm being like, whoa.
Well, I do this. To be fair, I'm shitting on you, but I do the straight male version of that, which is just being nice to a woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't really take much romance for a woman to think you're a good person compared to how everybody else treats them. So it's like if I'm dating somebody, I'm just kind of communicative and ask questions and remember things they said. They're like, whoa, he's in love with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do want to actually maybe you need to just wait a little bit, but you're there.
I think
you can do it. I love, romance is beautiful, and where you can see a lot of romances in the romantic comedy Sweethearts, folks.
Good God.
Out on Max in just a couple days, and so please check that out. And in the meantime, I think we need to take some of your folksy down-home wisdom and bring it to our callers here, Caleb.
That was like watching Babe Ruth point and then hit a home run. That was so beautiful.
Thanks, man.
I'm in awe of you as a podcaster.
Man. I'm a what can I say?
Let's
pro.
Let's get questions.
Let's do it. We just talk so long because it's so fun to just chat with you. But we got to help some people here.
Come on.
This feels great, by the way, the turkey. I feel kind of cozy and awesome.
I'm like an
too comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm like I find myself just enjoying the conversation and forgetting we have to be entertaining for people. I'm like, that's awesome, dude, and I really hope you find love, my good friend. And then I'm like, oh right,
fuck, I'm a turkey.
Yeah, I'm a turkey. I'm dozing off in this swarm little fucking
dude. I see
onesie.
You're a romantic, and love is coming for you, and you're gonna have everything you want in this life. And I think you just keep after it. Fuck, I'm a turkey. All right, our callers want to know.
Yeah, let's see what disgusting questions you have for us, Eldis.
Hey, Stavvy. So basically, I'm 31. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I am a widow. I tried to date about a year and a half ago, and I was dating around. The guy that I was fucking, one of my close friends, started fucking behind my back, and I found out about it. We didn't talk for a while. We reconciled, and then she got into this long-term engagement or long-term relationship. I ended up helping him with the proposal, the ideas for the ring.
No.
I got close with his family.
What?
And all this kind of stuff. And then at his parents' vow renewal, she asked me if I would be director of their wedding.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Why were you at the parents' vow renewal?
What the fuck is going on here? This is fucking insane. Keep going, Eldis. I mean, what? I mean, Jesus.
their wedding, and I've been having such a hard time because she's getting the life that I thought I was going to have.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be forgiving, and I'm trying to be all of these things, but how do you move past somebody being a hoe and fucking the guy that she blatantly knows that you're fucking?
You don't, maybe.
It took me a long time to get into the fucking scene, into the dating scene. I lost 60 pounds. I went to therapy. I did all this work, and it feels like for naught. So if you can help me kind of figure that out, that
oh my God,
so great. Thank you.
This
Love
is insane.
you. You're the fucking best.
Can I just say before we get into it, the opening of... So basically, I'm 31.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 5-year-old. I am a widow.
Yeah.
I'm hooked.
Beautifully
That is a beautiful intro.
Right? And take note, other callers.
Yeah.
This woman got to the meat of... She could have rambled. Other people ramble about how, like, it takes them too long to find the video to jack off to. They'll do 3 minutes. She's giving us her whole backstory in 3 beautiful Hemingway-like sentences.
She's not going to get wrapped up in how the ex died.
No. And
it was a combine accident. It doesn't matter.
And our imagination is working.
I am a widow.
It's Darth Vader before the prequels. A little mystery.
So basically, I'm 31.
Yep.
I have a 5-year-old child, and I am a widow.
This is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Beautifully written, and we're sorry, by the way, that you're in that circumstance. We wish he was alive.
Best of luck to you and your child.
But you are a very compelling caller.
Yeah. You're a hell of a storyteller.
So it's great you're working on yourself. Keep at it. I would say one of the clearest indications of you've worked on a lot of stuff in therapy. I don't know that you worked on setting boundaries, because this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This, you don't get over, like, how do you get over somebody being a hoe? Okay, getting over it is one thing. Helping her get fucking engaged with the guy. I mean, you're just too selfless of a person. You're just too... Maybe your self-esteem is a little low. Maybe you're down because of, shit's been rough for you, but you got insanely mistreated by both of these people. How on earth do you end up close to his fucking family?
The vow renewal is
crazy.
His
parents' vow renewal? The guy who cheated on you with your friend? Why?
Also, if anyone out there listening, I know there's probably tens, if not 20s, of people who listen to the show.
Yeah.
And if anyone out there is wondering, should I be the director of someone's wedding, and you're calling them in the next sentence a fucking hoe, hey, guess what? You're not meant to be part of the wedding. You should bow out. You should bow out.
You probably shouldn't go. If
you and so that girl need to kill the guy.
You're so right. Yeah.
I mean, my God.
I mean, this is fucking crazy.
How do you end up at the vow renewal? How do you even end up?
Why? Yeah, the glossing over.
Yeah,
which we lauded in the first 3 sentences.
Beautiful specificity.
That was, but we need a little more details here.
Yeah,
this is not something we can gloss over. How the fuck?
She wrote the back end of the story the way that newspapers write about police-involved shootings.
Yeah.
She was like, so one way or another, a guy ends up dead.
Yes, exactly. I ended up... Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Why aren't you mad? Why aren't you mad at this person? Why did you let it slide? Why are you mad at both of them? And then why on earth would you help them? Is enough... Like... You would be well within your rights never to speak to this woman again, let alone plan her fucking engagement. And I think you really need to look inward about why you're doing this stuff. And just like, you can't let people in your life that are going to fucking treat you like this. And you clearly have some kind of psychological, you're drawn to this, to being treated this way, unfortunately, it feels like. Because otherwise, why would the fuck would you do this?
Also, to the woman who... slept with the guy, is now getting married to him, and asked her to be the director of the wedding or whatever. I don't know if that's a title.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to make some other friends.
I mean, she's
what are you thinking?
First of all, she's a super villain.
She's a super villain.
She's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my knee jerk reaction is this: the other woman is a horrible person who's weirdly getting off on this
somehow,
or even just like. If she's not, then she has the lowest emotional intelligence of anyone that's ever existed.
Yeah.
And is so self-centered and has no empathy for anybody. I mean, this is fucking crazy. This is fucking nuts.
Honey, you gotta get out.
You gotta get out. Don't plan shit for these cocksuckers. Have your own life. You're making progress. You got back in the scene. And look, we say it on the show all the time. The road to wins is littered with losses. You came out with a huge loss up top. This is not an easy one to get over. But you gotta just eat this L and move forward. This is not the fucking guy. And by the way, this is not the kind of person. This is your friend, close friend. This was never your friend.
No.
This is a piece of shit. Imagine somebody, a good friend of yours, gets over a fucking death to their significant other. Is a single parent. It takes them, they work on themselves. They work out. They go to therapy. They finally get in the headspace to start dating. Start dating a guy, and then you fuck them?
Yeah.
Imagine what a piece of shit you'd have to be to do that to somebody.
Another piece of advice to the caller. I'm just looking at the call came in at 1:53 a.m. Get some sleep. Call came in at 1:53 a.m. on a Monday.
You're right.
Get some sleep.
You're right about that.
I want to see you get some rest. You're not going to be able to fight these demons that are clearly sent from hell to disrupt your life.
Absolutely.
Want no sleep.
Beelzebub has his fucking tail around your ankle right now, and you need to shake it off.
Okay, I'm learning now that they might be calling from. I don't know what that means for us on time codes.
Still pretty late.
Yeah, still pretty late.
Still pretty late, I would
Still
say.
pretty
I think
late.
it's West Coast time.
Also, a very unexpected place for that to be happening from.
We'll bleep too.
Yeah.
Just was curious. Not to dox this woman.
I guess it is a small community over there.
There's like 3,000 people.
The one widow in that area is going to get lit up with DMs.
But I will also say, you're even more of a catch, I would say.
Yeah, in the place you're calling from.
Or I'm sorry, the place you're calling from. Thank you. Actually, now I appreciate you doing some hosting. And I'm actually circling back and saying it's actually a black mark on the entertainment industry that I couldn't think of a gay comedian, and not on me.
Right.
Just to kind of full circle, that's really disgusting how we treated queer voices, that me, a guy that should know, couldn't come up with one, and still, you'll notice, hasn't.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
You pulled a lesbian from like the 90s.
I liked her.
You're like, I think
I
Margaret
watched that
Cho's
show. She is
Sounds
gay.
like Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, I should have. I should have been like, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Whoa. Oh, no. Caleb, you know what that is? You know what time it is? It's time to... Yup.
Keep it twisted.
That's right. Wow. Time to keep it twisted. Time for the keep it twisted, twisted ass mother effing question of the week.
Thanksgiving edition.
Yep, we still haven't named it. Just sit there quietly, Caleb. I'm gonna, chime in only if you really feel necessary. Eldest, what do we have for the twisted ass mother effing Thanksgiving question of the week?
We have something pretty effing twisted, and maybe if we keep it twisted enough, some lucky guy out there is in for a nice holiday treat this year.
All right, let's see what we got.
Hi, Stavvy. I love the podcast. I am calling in for some advice from a man's perspective.
That's what I'm here for.
I am in a long-term relationship, kind of. We're both kind of having fun with it. And I am looking for a man's perspective.
Sounds like you're keeping it pretty twisted.
Keep it twisted.
Sounds like that long-term relationship kind of sounds
Pretty twisted.
But hey, that's not the question. But I do like it. Might I suggest a nice way to spice things up is to maybe get together and have a couple refreshing, delicious twisted teas. I don't know if you know this, but they're brewed. Did you know this? They're brewed with real iced tea, Eldest.
Whoa, I knew that, but I was shocked the first time I learned it.
5% alcohol by volume. What a refreshing, delicious beverage. Anyway, continue, Eldest.
Kind of having fun with it. And I am looking for a man's perspective on, pictures. I love sending them. He loves getting them. But I'm worried that it's been just sending the same old poses. So I'm wondering, from a man's perspective, do you guys like the boudoir photos, or is that more for a woman's eye? What do you guys like? What's going to keep them guessing and kind of having fun with it? Yeah, let me know. Thanks.
Interesting. Well, first of all, couldn't be more for women. I mean, let's keep it we're not even keeping it twisted. We're keeping it a buck right now. You don't gotta pay some lady, buy fancy lingerie. Now, I'm not saying that's bad. I'd like to receive one, but it's not, you're talking about day in, day out, keeping it twisted in a sexual manner, for sexting, for keeping the thing spicy. And I think, you're never going to be able to keep up with that demand with boudoir photos. You're going to hire a lady every time this guy wants to beat off. I think, speaking for myself personally, I think the idea to kind of mix things up is a good one. A little lingerie, a little changing different poses, changing even like out of a shirt, whatever. For me personally, and maybe this is different for you, Elvis, I like to feel like it's spontaneous. Like, to me, it's not about thinking of like switching it up in terms of like different outfits and stuff like that. Although I like a wig, if you want to get a wig in the mix, a costume, something like that. But all that can be done at home. You don't have to shell out cash. Again, if you want to for yourself, I wouldn't turn those down. I'd still look at them. But I think the fact that you love sending them, the consistency, that's keeping it twisted in my mind. You gotta
keep it twisted.
Keep it twisted, exactly. And I like feeling like it's almost if we were together, we would be smashing right now. But since we're not, just show me those titties. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me look at those titties the way I would look at them. Just pull them out of your shirt. You know what I mean? Send them soft sometimes. You don't got to get the nips hard. You don't got to twist the nip and get it hard. Sometimes send me a soft nip. Switch up the poses maybe, whatever. But, I think the willingness and the enthusiasm is much more important. Maybe throw in, a live photo where your titties are bouncing. Maybe a short video wouldn't hurt. Not long, a couple seconds I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You want to do a longer video? That's better. But boudoir, that's not really keeping it twisted enough.
I'm going to go the other direction on this one.
Okay.
I want to go ahead and encourage our caller to follow her instincts here. I think like I don't know, if you're in like a longer relationship, I do like the idea of the novelty in it. It's almost like, oh wow, I didn't know she had this production value in her. It's a fun little novelty. It's like,
yes,
it could be sexy in its own right, even if it's not just straight up like, titties out. There's something to it that's like, okay, I like where we're going here. Mm-hmm. Her going through all those stops will probably like, help her maybe get more into it or something. And I think that's a fun little thing for the guy that he'll appreciate, and that'll like get him turned on and get him to keep it twisted. I also think of like, it's crazy when you
twist his prick up.
Keep it twisted.
You think of like family photos are doing like that classic Sears style family photos and like in front of those backgrounds.
JCPenney,
or JCPenney, whatever. Like those are very annoying at the moment. And you're like, why would I do something like so stodgy and old fashioned? But one day you and your man are gonna be ma and pa, real old, keeping it twisted together.
Keeping it twisted on the rocking chairs.
Drinking some twisted tea out of like a champagne glass.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
For a big anniversary.
Splitting the game day pack. Maybe it's your anniversary. Your whole family's there. Everybody's enjoying their favorite flavor, be it raspberry, half and half, what have you.
Yeah, but once the family leaves,
peach for that matter.
Once the family's gone, it's just you two and you're getting romantic. You could pull those photos up and be like, hey, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You look pretty awesome in this.
I will give you that. These have staying power. I'm not against them.
Yeah.
I just think we're talking about two separate things.
Yeah.
This is not in the same vein as sexting. It's a good thing to have, and it would knock my socks off, and I would probably beat off to them if the love of my life took some sexy pics. But I'm just saying, do both. Keep it going, keep it twisted, keep pulling your titties out on selfie mode, but also get the boudoir photo. We're all about the more titties we can get in a man's life, the better. High production value, low production value. That's what I call keeping it twisted. And so go for it, sister. Throw those titties out. Let your man see them all gussied up. And remember, folks, if you want a delicious beverage and you're out and about and you're gonna pull your titties out, there's only one thing to do.
Keep it twisted.
Amen. Oh shit, Caleb, why didn't you say anything that whole time, man? You're being rude.
All right, whatever you want, Caleb.
Twisted.
What else we got in here? What's going on?
Hey, Stav and Eldest, an esteemed guest, long-time listener. I love everything you guys do. Thank you so much.
Of course.
So I have a unique situation. My ex and I were together for 23 years. So we had a very established relationship,
23.
big family, did everything together. And a year ago, we separated and we're co-parenting now, and our lives are still intertwined, but the holidays are when it's really felt the most.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand why we still do stuff like that together.
You have kids.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it stupid to think that we can still have holidays and family time and stuff and memories and people people just don't understand that we're still doing things together and having memories, and we get a lot of pressure from the family. What's going on, lots of questions. I guess what I'm saying is, how do we tell people just to kind of back off and leave us alone about this? Or are we crazy to think that this is unhealthy? I'm probably running out of time. Anything that you can do to help in this scenario? Are we silly to think that family life can still happen? Or should we just stop this and not be doing things together, or not care about people and what they say? I don't really know what I'm asking at this point. Thanks so much for your help. Hope to hear from you.
I just want to say the first call we took was hello.
Right to the point.
Two people I trusted have entrapped me. I need an answer by tomorrow. I'm in the wine cellar at his parents' house. They're asking me to direct the wedding. There's a gun to my head. This person was like, I don't super think I'm understood sometimes. Any thoughts on me being understood, or if I should change? It's okay.
Yes, there is two women, dealing with being single later in life much differently, we'll say. With much less sense of urgency on this part. This woman is sounding a little more of a little white wine at the end of the night type of vibe going on here. Look, when people, divorce is it's weird how you handle that, especially when you've been together for that long.
Yeah.
Your lives you're right, they're intertwined.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
It's one life.
Yeah,
you built it.
Totally. And maybe in the future it'll start to branch off a little bit, and who knows, maybe you end up with somebody, they end up with somebody, you stop doing this, or maybe everybody comes together. But would I worry what other people think? Probably not. But would I also worry a little bit about, are you kind of folding into the inertia? Right. Do you really want to still have one holiday? You know what I mean? I've seen people get divorced, and even after long periods of time, and it's it's fine. Everyone kind of gets it. But then I've seen people that can't even be in the same fucking room together. I guess I would think are you happy with this? Are you really, truly happy with this? Search your feelings. Do you actually want to spend Thanksgiving with your, ex-husband?
Yeah.
Are you mad at him? Is he getting away with it? Did he break up your family by fucking his secretary, and you're stiff upper lipping it and being like, it's all good, bring her over.
For the kids.
It's for the kids. Yeah. Don't do that.
Or did it end, is it, I think there's a possibility sometimes, I don't know your whole situation.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a possibility that you're doing this because you want to hold on to the comfort of the relationship. And you're like, it's for the kids, but it's nice to all be together. You need to make sure that it's not holding you back from going out. You have built one life together, in my opinion, and now you're trying to extract two lives out of it. That's going to be a lot of work. It'll be really hard.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you're not just holding on to the life you had together because it's comfortable and pleasing. And you need to make sure that you're going out and building your own thing. But I think if you can do that, nice, really nice to do it for the kids.
But
nice
also
to have everyone together.
Let's also ask, how old are these fucking kids? Because it's 23 years.
Yeah.
Are these 23-year-olds? Because, all right, let's stop ducking behind the kids.
Yeah.
You know, if they're 7, maybe it's a little different. Yeah. But if they're fucking adults, then maybe I just really think about what you want. Because also, as this woman didn't really have a point of view in general.
No.
Have you even thought about this really? Or is she kind of going with the flow?
Yeah.
I would love a little more info here.
Yeah.
Because I could see it both
Who
ways.
doesn't understand it? Who's pressuring you to not do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to know. What are they to you?
I think is there also like some underlying, like, she has to be really honest with herself about, is there some hope on either her or the husband's part that they will fuck again?
Right.
Bingo.
Right.
That they just like start fucking as divorcees and it turns
Right.
into like this weird
something hot.
ongoing limbo.
Yeah.
Sorry, that'd be hot.
Yeah, you start living like gay guys.
Yeah.
You know?
They start doing one of the sexiest things you could do. Which is covertly fucking your divorced ex.
That is hot.
In the spare room on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It always does feel, fucking an ex really is one of the sweetest, like, forbidden fruits. You know what I mean?
Well, fucking someone who swore they were never going to want to fuck you again.
Feels good.
Like someone being like, we can't do this. It's bad for us.
Yeah.
And then being like, damn.
But I need that. I need those powerful strokes, Stavros, or whoever.
Stavvy. We should have a morning radio show.
Dude, honestly,
Stavvy.
when podcasts become what get Vegas residencies, we're gonna fucking merge So True and Stavvy's world, and we're gonna be at the Tropicana.
We're gonna commission the most powerful seats in the country.
Oh yeah,
and bring this herd of cattle into Vegas.
Oh, we will be sitting on reinforced steel. I promise you that.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Eldis. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna say here. We'd love a little more information. You yourself understand that you didn't even truly ask us anything, and we just kind of gave our best guess. But yeah, good luck out there.
What I gather from the call is that you have no point of view. You hardly have a life, it seems. It's hard to understand where you're coming from because I don't know that you're coming from anywhere.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
But also, it's interesting because, like, you know, like you said, you're at your holidays you're spending with your grandma. Like, it's people have weird family situations. Like, you know, my family, our holidays have been strange where it's like, you know, my brothers have gotten married. Some of them spend it with their wives, shit that we used to do together as a family. Now they're splitting off. Like, shit changes in general. It's not just divorce. It's like people are just always have, you know, holiday stuff. I spent it with friends that are really close to me. So it's like, don't be afraid of change necessarily. And don't be afraid to have a non-traditional, like, holiday setup either.
It can be beautiful. My Thanksgiving this year will be literally like neighbors of mine, friends of mine, my mom's side of the family, my dad's side of the family. Yeah. Like, because now I host, so now I'm the connecting piece.
Yeah.
It'll be like, family is weird. Just do what feels good.
Yeah.
And genuinely do what feels good.
Yeah.
That's also holiday advice. If
holiday
you don't like
advice.
doing something, don't do it just because someone expects
fucking
it.
do it.
Fucking bail out on that,
That
dude.
sucks. I hate that.
Get out of
aspect of it.
We have to go to Tuscaloosa because it makes grandma happy. Fuck grandma.
Fuck her, that old bitch. She's gonna be in the dirt soon. Play us another little LD. You need a drink or anything, buddy?
No,
you
I'm
good?
chilling.
Hi, Stavvy baby, eldest and esteemed guest. I have a question about my girlfriend, her friend, and her boyfriend. So, my girlfriend often goes out with her best friend and her boyfriend for lunch or dinner or drinks when I'm not available, if I'm out working or doing whatever.
Interesting.
And her best friend's boyfriend will pay for all my girlfriend's drinks and food and stuff. And it's really fucking annoying, and I hate that he does it, because now when I go out with my girlfriend and his girlfriend, he's not there, I feel obligated to do the same thing. And I don't want to pay for another bitch's food or drinks or whatever.
You sound like a fun dude.
My girlfriend has her own goddamn money when she's not with me, and I have one girlfriend. I don't want to be paying for two girlfriends. This guy, he does well for himself. He makes good money. I do too. But I pay for my girlfriend. You pay for your girlfriend. My girlfriend's got her own fucking money. Your girlfriend's got her own fucking money. I don't want to be obligated to pay for your fucking girlfriend when you're not around. It's frustrating, And when I don't do it, my girlfriend kind of gives me a look.
You don't do it?
I don't like it. So what do I do? Do I just say, fuck it, I'll just do it because it's nice, it's the right to return the favor? Or just say, just because you did it doesn't mean I have to.
Oh my
How do
God.
I handle this? Thank you.
Wow, that was some of the most little dickery I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, Stavvy, what's up, dude? So basically, my girlfriend's friend has a nicer boyfriend than me, and he's treating my girl like fucking gold. And then she expects me to be nice to women I'm not fucking. So I guess, Stavvy, what fucking gives? What's this bitch's fucking angle? And is her boyfriend a faggot? Or do I got some fucking points? What are you talking about, loser?
I mean, and you know what's crazy? You're absolutely right. The treating a woman I'm not fucking nicely thing really is what it boils down to.
Also, you fucking idiot. These guys are so stupid. Do you know what would get your girlfriend hotter than anything? Is to treat her friend fucking nice.
A little kindness, yeah.
You treat her friend nice, guess what's happening when you go home that night?
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
A lot of
you
better,
fucking idiot.
Much better stuff than insisting her friend Venmos you for buffalo egg rolls. You sending her friend a $12.95 Venmo request is not getting you sucked off, pal.
Yeah, I can tell by the tone and the arrangement of the voicemail, y'all aren't going to caviar spots. Yeah. Okay, I know we're talking about a Texas Roadhouse.
You can't spring for a Pizookie at BJ's, my friend.
Yeah, I guess what's hotter? You pick up the friend's $12.99 burger and fries, or you refuse and white knuckle the steering wheel the whole way home.
You think I'm made of Red Robin burgers with unlimited fries, you fucking bitch? I mean,
I don't want to pay for another bitch's meal.
And you know what's crazy is that, like, okay, I fully don't agree with this. Philosophically, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But what really gets me is the tone.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's just say you're a guy who's just not doing that well financially, and you're like, I love my girlfriend, her friends are great. This other guy, he's just better off. He's better off financially than me. I'd love to be able to do this, but he's putting me in a weird situation.
Yeah.
I could see how that would be a little bit of an issue. Ultimately, you still have to fucking suck it up. I mean, it would just be weird not to return the favor.
Right.
But his anger and his fucking, like, clear annoyance is just, I hate you, dude. Let alone what your fucking, what the girlfriend thinks. And we might even be able to get along if I met you in different circumstances. But your take on this sucks,
You're
dude.
so right. If his angle had been like, I'm stressed out. I don't make as much money as this guy.
Yeah.
I really want to treat my girlfriend's friend nice because he treats my girlfriend nice and we're all buddies. Would it be cheap to, like, suggest that we go to cheaper places when we all hang out? Because I don't make the same money he does. Right. That would be a different angle. This was frankly concern. Like, I feel like this guy is on the steps of the Capitol right now, about to, like, self-immolate over this. Yeah. Like, he's so scary and intense.
I know. The
I
intensity is crazy.
Laid. I hate that he's getting laid.
I know. And it's like, dude, what? I mean, he says he does well.
Yeah.
You say you do well for yourself, dude, so fucking suck it up. My girlfriend has her own money. It's like, dude, also, how often is this happening?
Right.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
A lunch a month?
Hey, Stavvy. So basically, my friend goes out with her friend's boyfriend 3-4 times a week.
Yeah, I mean, that's another issue. It's like, yeah, I mean, if this is happening all the time, then maybe you got a different issue. But it's like, I can't fathom if he's talking about this being a scheduling issue, right? And it's like, they usually go on double dates, it sounds like, right? And it's like, when he's not available, they'll go out with him, right? So most of the time it's double dates. Sometimes it's the other guy. Sometimes it's just him. One out of, like, how often is it just him? It can't be that many times.
Well, it sounds like it might be.
I mean, this is crazy. So, dude, your attitude is so fucked up here. It's insane. It's like, you gotta fucking spring 40 extra bucks. What are we fucking talking about here? And yes, learn to just be nice to people in your life. These are people, this is your friend, your girlfriend's close friend. Like, it's probably her best friend.
Yeah.
Would it kill you to show kindness to other people in your life? It would be different if you weren't doing well. But he's made a point to say, I do well for myself.
Yeah.
You philosophically just don't want to spring, like, if this hurt your pockets for real, it's a different story. But if it doesn't, you're being a fucking bitch. You gotta just fucking be a nice guy. And when in doubt, paying a little more, tipping a little more, caring a little more. If you're not going to be affected by it, when in doubt, always do a little more, and your life will be better for it. I promise you.
Also, message for this guy that I want to give to a lot of people. Relax.
Totally
You
relax.
have got to calm down.
Yes.
There is no reason you should be this worked
pissed.
up. This is so silly. And I'm also like, what else do you get this worked up about? Your girlfriend should, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. It seems like your girlfriend should break up with you.
I agree.
You seem really intense. I think you need some time to figure out you. This was crazy.
Yeah. He definitely has hangups about money and about, this is also which I appreciate about you. You don't have this, but it's like, this is kind of like white American behavior.
Yeah.
It's like I had a friend who's like from like in college I lived with another Greek kid, and then we also lived with our buddy who was just from like Maryland, just straight up, honky ass motherfucker. And this guy, everything was you almost felt like he was trying to get one over on you.
Yeah.
He had this scheme for a while where he was like, "Hey guys, you want to split groceries?" And we're like, "That sounds good." Turns out his parents were just paying for his groceries, and he was still taking money from us.
Crazy.
He was like, "Well, you guys bought a third of them. What does that matter to you?" And it's like, that's not the point. You're taking money from us.
Yeah.
You're like, why should you profit? It was just like, but that's how some people think, and that's like a shitty mentality. That's not how you treat the people in your life. That's not how you treat your friends.
Well, they view everything through a lens of fairness. They go, well, isn't it fair? And I would say to that, is it kind?
Right. Yeah.
Who gives a fuck if it's fair?
Yeah.
You're stealing from your poor friends.
Yes.
Do you feel good about that?
Exactly. Yeah. I was also so broke at the time. So that's a great thing, is like kindness, being kind and being a little nicer than you have to be is never bad. Always improves everything.
And if you can't, this is what I'm always saying to people. If you can't get on board with doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, imagine the benefits that will bring to you. That's not how I do it. I'm nice because I think it's nice to be nice. But I'm saying, can you imagine
from a cold, rational perspective,
just rational, self-serving? If that's the place you come at the world from,
which
right?
It is clearly.
It sounds like you do, right? Yeah. So you go, what's the reality? I'm weird and upset about this, and then my girlfriend sees me being weird and upset. Even if she's a total idiot and is like cool with that, that's not a fun vibe for the relationship or the night. Or there's the version where you're really nice to her friend and she either neutral, doesn't care and doesn't see you weird and upset, or she loves it and thinks you're a great guy.
Yeah.
What is the loss here?
Yeah.
You weirdo.
But it's also funny because he's so cooked. It's done.
Yeah.
Because he's already done this a couple times.
Yeah.
And they're already talking about what a piece of shit he is compared to the nicer boyfriend.
She's at lunch with just the girlfriend sometimes going, I just wish Ryan would be more like David.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Totally. You gotta, you have to fucking make up, something for the reason you did it, or be overly nice or something. But either way, you gotta change the whole way you look at the world, man. That sucks. This call sucks, dude. You fucking suck. You're acting like a broke bitch when you have money. Disgusting behavior.
Disgusting behavior. Hate to see it.
I spit on that fucking piece of shit. I hope you have a fucking Thanksgiving turnaround, buddy.
Like one of your biggest fans, probably.
Yeah.
Has bought merch.
Yeah.
Has your freak little calendar hanging up in his office.
The calendar is for sale. Great plug. Let's fucking put a little fucking picture of it right here. Play us another one, LD.
So Stavvy, Eldest, and Guess. I got a question for you that I think only you can handle. You got the best body positivity and owning your body out there.
Thank you.
So I was always overweight as a kid, my whole freaking life. I got up to like 230,
Rookie
and
numbers.
I finally started to work out. Just not even to look good, but just because I was so fucking immobile and couldn't even tie my fucking shoes.
I get that.
Now I dropped down all the way to like 165. I've lost some more weight than I ever would have thought. I never would have thought I would have gotten this low. But another big problem that I thought was going to go away, I was hiding it and never facing it and just assuming. I got bitch tits, man, medically induced bitch tits, gynecomastia. I got the gyno. I'm 24 right now. Honestly, was just hoping it would go away one day with age. I would do Googles and shit, and they said it could go away as you grow older. But about to be 24, about to be 25, and I still got them. And honestly, I was never really insecure about them or anything. I was always good about owning my body, however big I was. But now it's weird,
My honking
dude. 'cause,
knockers
like,
never
when I
really-
was fat, like bitch tits.
My big naturals were never an issue for me.
Yeah, I got perfect handcuff B-size titties.
Keep playing, Eldest.
But now it's weird, dude, because, like, when I was fat, like, bitch tits just made sense to have, like, some fucking man boobs. Like, I'm fucking fat. Yeah, I'm going to have some fucking man boobs. But now I'm, like, I lost a lot of weight. I'm a little, like, I don't have a six-pack or anything, but, like, you know, I work out, I lift, and, like, people, like, and I, you know, I'm always sleeveless. I got a little bit of muscle, but then I take off my shirt and it's just some fucking, and they're inverted. I got inverted nipples too, bro. So it's just like, I don't know.
If the
I wanna
nipples
have
were
surgery.
nicer, would
I'm
that
thinking
be
about having
better?
surgery to get rid of them, and it's just weird because, like, as a kid, and when I remember when I was a kid, I was like a teenager. I always owned it, and like I really never had a problem with it. 'Cause people would give me shit, but I always told them I didn't care, and I honestly didn't. But it's just weird because now I feel like it looks.
It
worse
does make sense.
because I'm fit now, and I still have these tits.
Okay.
And the surgery just looks like a bitch. Looks like a lot of recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think
anyways,
we
yeah.
get
So
it,
like,
Elvis.
should I still just like own it and just like be like, yeah, fuck it, it's just my body and I'm fine with it, or should I get the surgery and have a much better physique?
You know what?
Interesting.
Whatever you think, let me know. Thank you, Stavvy. Appreciate it.
Interesting.
I have so much to say about this.
Please go. The floor is yours.
What you're experiencing right now is body dysmorphia. Something you used to like about your body has changed, and you don't like, or something that didn't bother you about your body has now come into focus, and you're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Okay. You're having body dysmorphia. Totally normal when you lose a bunch of weight or something big changes about your body. Happens to people who have accidents and lose limbs, or like this is normal.
Okay.
But something interesting to me is that, you know, the kind of like this surgery, a lot of guys have this.
Yeah.
The number one under 18 gender surgery that occurs is for cis boys who have breasts that they want reduced.
Really?
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Right-wing people go on and on and on about sex changes for kids, which is not happening.
Right.
It is straight up not happening.
Yes.
They go on and on and on about this. I think it happens like maybe a dozen or 24 times a year.
Right.
And I'm going to butcher the numbers on this, but an overwhelming majority, like over 90%, if not like 98, over 90% of those are guys like this who have boobs,
Getting
and
their little titties chopped off.
getting their breasts reduced because they have breasts, and it makes them feel, it gives them gender dysphoria. They are a man, they are a boy, they feel like a boy, but a part of their body is not making them feel that way.
Yes.
So it's wild to me that a lot of people on the right would say, fuck this guy. He can't have that surgery. I think, by the way, brother, if you're not liking it, if it's making you feel dysphoric about your gender, you feel like a man, you like the weight you've lost, you like the gains you're making in the gym, that's exciting you, and you want your chest to be developed in a different way as you continue that, get that fucking surgery, brother.
I agree with that. I
Get
think especially because he's just saying like it just makes me feel bad about my body. And to his credit, he said he's lost some weight. He's trying to get more fit. And the weird thing is, losing the weight has made him more insecure about his body because it highlights his luscious breasts. So I agree with you that I think if you want to, dude, there's nothing wrong as long as like it is truly actual gynecomastia or whatever, and it's not just like what you're saying of like maybe you need to adjust to your body. If it's not just kind of gender dysphoria or body dysmorphia where it's like your mind is kind of playing tricks on you. I think like
you're not making it up because now you look different.
Totally. Like make sure, and I trust this guy because we all know those guys who did have nice tits.
Yeah,
like
boobs,
growing up. It was weird. Like there was a couple kids who had just straight up, they would be in the gym and they weren't like little fat boy titties. They were like nice tits.
Yeah.
Like there's a kid, I won't say his name. It's probably a fucking package. There's a couple kids I went to high school with that would trick guys, would send pictures of their tits and be like, dude, those were my tits. You're fucking gay, dude.
Yeah.
That was a classic
prank.
prank.
Pull out your dick, see if it's hard. Yeah, okay. All right.
But I knew two different guys that had like round tits that if you just looked at them, you absolutely would think they were like nice tits.
The human body is complicated.
The human body is interesting, very interesting. So yeah, dude, I'm with you. I'm with Caleb here where it's like, look, if you're really feeling like you want to, if you really feel like this is something that's really holding you back, get the surgery. Who gives a fuck? I see gym bros get that shit a lot because kind of exactly in this guy's situation where they lose a bunch of weight and they get jacked and then they're like, wait, I still have tits. What's going on here?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have breast tissue.
It's going to be something. By the way, if you make a big change to your body, if you gain a bunch of weight, lose a bunch of weight, any big change you make to your body, it's going to be something.
Yeah.
There's going to be loose skin. There's going to be a new proportion that looks different to you. You're going to notice that you walk a little strange because your body's now a different proportion. There's going to be something.
Yeah.
So just view it as part of the process. If you're on your way to a vision that you have of yourself that's different, go make it a reality.
Yeah.
Go nuts. Have the surgery, brother. Or there is the option where you say, no, I don't want to have surgery. It seems painful. The recovery seems bad. And it is, and it will be, by the way.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But if you say, no, I don't want to do that. That seems intense. I'm just going to like love myself and know that someone out there will fuck with this.
Yeah.
Someone will. A lot of people will.
There might be a lady that's really into sucking on a man's titties.
There surely is.
There's got to be.
They're out there.
I've only had it one time. A woman was kind of being mean to me and almost kind of calling me fat by playing with my tits.
Yeah.
But I've never really had too many people suck on my tits. But maybe for you that'll happen. You know?
should try it sometime. Maybe it'd be nice.
Yeah, I guess
you're into
at
it or
this
not.
point I don't fucking care. Do whatever.
Hey, have fun.
Have fun. Yeah.
Just be yourself.
If it's the love of my life that we were talking about earlier, and she's got to suck on my titties, great.
Yeah.
I don't have this guy. I don't have the fat body type of titties. For my body, I have pretty small titties, I would say. You too.
I think I have the normal size. My tits are. I have nice tits.
You do.
I like my man boobs.
Nice, yeah,
They're
you're,
nice.
You're pretty normal. I say you're right. I think mine are a pinch smaller than they should be, which I also like. I like the very round, kind of stepfather body type that I got.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. A hefty base, nice little base. Big wheelbarrow and then just little titties.
Yeah.
I just got to get these arms bigger. We've discussed this. I got to be big arms, little titties. It's been the white whale of my life for the past probably 7 years. Big arms, little titties, and one day we'll get there.
Yeah, I see.
Moby Dick, he caught the whale at the end, right?
Moby Dick, he gets the whale. Yeah,
he gets the whale, right?
Do we know?
That's a joke. I assume he doesn't. I thought you would know because you
guys sound
read
off
books.
in the comments. Moby Dick, what happens?
I'm sure he doesn't. Isn't that the whole point of the book?
Yeah, he probably doesn't. If I had to guess.
If I had to guess, yeah.
I only read halfway through that book.
I didn't read it at all.
Yeah, let's never find out. By the way, let's commit the three of us in this room. Don't read the comments. Don't look it up. Let's never find out.
Oh, people are gonna be fucking idiots.
Well,
but suck us. Suck us, dummies.
Suck us 2038.
Suck us 2038.
Alkius Heron. Suck us.
Suck us and bust. Suck us, bust, and vote for abortion
Busting
rights.
at the abortion clinic. Suck us.
When Trump won, my sister texted me. She's like, "What the fuck is happening?" She's like, "Stav should run for president."
Well,
and then she was like, "Stav's platform: Republicans can suck my dick."
She's not far off.
Well, they can.
Yeah. If they're high, they actually can. Yeah. I mean, I'm not fucking I'm not doing a voter registration check when I'm getting sucked off.
I'm not means testing somebody who wants to give me head.
That's right. We don't. We're against means testing.
No purity testing.
No. Whatever
no
benefits.
Purity testing. If you want to give me head, I don't care what you said on the internet in 29. In 2009, say whatever you need. If you want to suck me off, your voting record doesn't matter.
Amen, brother. You said it. Oh, fuck. What do we got? I feel you good, man. Are we good? You good to keep rolling? Do you have somewhere?
Keep rolling like what? You want to do more voicemails?
One more voicemail? Yeah.
Sounds nice.
Something to go out on. I don't know how long we've been doing. I've lost track because I'm having a good time.
We're at 142.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Nice.
Hey, LD. Hey, sumptuous guest. It's good to see you all. Well, I can't see you, but anyways, okay, here's the deal, is I recently graduated from community college.
Nice.
And I happen to be a comic, and things have sort of been popping off for me. The road has been good to me.
Interesting.
And one of my old professors caught wind of it, and he recently asked if I wanted to go back and visit the school and teach a seminar on joke writing, which is super exciting. I really was super hyping it up, but then he mentioned to me that he asked another student who does comedy at the school to also present on this presentation. And here's the thing: is I'm putting this as gently as I can.
she's the worst comic I've ever fucking seen. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
She's been a problem in the scene. She's like banned from all of the open mics. This woman shouldn't even be near a microphone, much less teaching a seminar on joke writing.
You shouldn't be either, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, let's...
Can I just say, somebody who calls into Stavvy's podcast to say that he's killing it on the road.
There's no way that's true, buddy.
Also, did you notice the slide from teaching a seminar to presenting on a presentation?
Yeah.
Something's off here, my friend.
Yeah, I'd love to have a little more info. You're not. Here's the thing: no new comic, and as he didn't say he's new, but if he's just recently out of college, he's relatively new. You're not as good as you think you are. You're probably bad.
You're good. Yeah,
we all think we're good. I remember thinking I actually quit my job because I had so much like local road work. Yeah, that I was like, whoa, I made enough money where I was like, if this keeps going, I don't need a job. And I quit my job, and I did not get booked for. All my gigs were just in 2 months. I didn't get booked for 6 months after that. And I was like, oh fuck, I can't quit. I'm not good. I'm not a professional comic. I just happened to get booked at all the gigs that were going to book me this year. In 2 months.
And they're not going to have you back to do the same 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Next week.
Yeah. Hey, 35.
Hey,
But yes. Anyway.
Sorry.
Just to be clear, you're not doing as well as you think you are. We're pretty positive.
But we'll hear you out.
But we will hear you out.
Seminar on joke writing. She just doesn't know anything about writing jokes, right?
Do you?
So, like, here's the problem, though, is she's always advertising the fact that she, quote unquote, does comedy.
Sounds like she does.
And she's even got, like, this club at the school, the comedy club there, where she'll drag around an amp on wheels through the community college lunchroom and just start doing jokes at people trying to enjoy their lunch.
Sounds awesome.
So it's like people know her, and she's telling everyone that she knows me, which is like, she does know me. She's a nice lady, but I don't know what to do about the fact that there's a risk that this woman might be teaching comedy. Because I don't want to be associated with her.
Wow, that would be a real big fucking problem. Who gives a fuck?
I don't know. Where do I go? What do I do? I need some help. How do I move forward? Love you, bye.
This is not an issue.
When he's trying to trash this woman, he's like, yeah, she's saying she does comedy, and she's like taking things into her own hand, making it work, like building a fan base slowly but surely. It's like sounds like she does comedy.
People know who she is.
By the way, even if she's horrible,
she might be. Yeah,
and she is. You are the same.
Yeah,
like that's the thing about comedy. That's why it doesn't deserve any respect.
Yeah.
You and anybody who just says they're a comedian and goes to open mics are the same until, I don't know, you've been doing it 10 years.
Yeah.
Like the internet people think because you have crowd work clips go viral that it means anything. It doesn't mean fucking anything. And look, if you're starting to feature, even if you're starting to headline, maybe you're a little more established than this person, that's fine. But to be clear, what you said earlier is you also should not be teaching anybody comedy.
Yeah.
No, there's an argument to be made that no one should be teaching stand-up comedy, that it's impossible to actually learn it that way. It's not like this other stuff that you can, like most seminars, it's like the best ones are from people who have been doing it a really long time, don't have any fucking, they just know where they are, they really enjoy comedy, and they just want to give some knowledge, but they've been at it for like, I don't know, 15 years, you know what I mean? Like, and then most of them are like, I like, sometimes it's just road comics that are like, look, I don't fucking care, but I can make an extra $800 if I just if I come here on Saturday 2 hours before my fucking show, I'll just fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
if you're jazzed about teaching a stand-up seminar at a community college, there's nothing. That's really cool. That could be a cool thing.
Yeah.
But if it's like the thing that's making you feel excited about your career right now, you're not in a good enough place to be mean to this person. Okay. That's the reality.
Right.
You and her are both in the lunch hall at the cafeteria.
Yes.
She might be the only one with an amp. But you are both in there.
Yeah.
So don't be mean to her. Relax. And also, I would like to offer you, my friend, the perspective, because I'm also not being mean to you. You might be really great. You might be the biggest comedian working in 5 years. I don't know. But here's a perspective I would like to offer you on your road to greatness. Instead of never wanting to be associated with someone who's bad at this, why don't you go somewhere that you're excited to be and just tell your part of it? Why don't you go do the fucking seminar and tell what you love about writing jokes, and don't be mean to that person. Maybe she could learn something from you. Maybe you could learn something from her. Relax and be a little nicer.
Yeah, we just don't have enough info about how you're a completely unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
It's like nothing you're saying is true. And you're right. Anyone who's excited for their college asking them to come back and do a joke writing seminar does not have a comedy career.
Yeah.
They just want to feel, you want to feel like you're an authority because deep down you know you're not, and that's fine. No one is for a long time. You know, I've literally been doing comedy since I was 19, and it's only in the last couple years I feel like I can, let my nuts hang.
Oh, you let your nuts hang.
Mm-hmm.
I also will tell you, I think a lot of people, myself included, who start out as artists and creatives, I can recognize in your voice a thing that you're feeling right now that I want to disabuse you of quickly, which is that you're using the fact that you think this person is so much worse than you at this to make yourself feel better about your skill. That is not sustainable.
Yes.
It's not nice. And if you were really that good, you wouldn't have to do that.
Right.
So you should get over that quickly.
Yeah. And listen, I definitely felt that way. I was definitely a bully open micer who I was like, yes, I was a little funnier than some other people, and I would just mock that. You could hear my laugh when someone was bombing. You could hear me laughing in the back. That's who I was in open mics. You know what I mean? But that was shitty, and that didn't help. And it was only, you're right, when now it's like, hey, someone's bad at comedy? Great. Doesn't affect me. I don't give a fuck. And he's also talking about this. He's like it's a big moral, how could I possibly let
sanctity of
the
comedy
7 half-interested community college students
who are getting bonus points
who are
class.
doing this for extra credit because they were too hungover to finish their Blackboard assignment by midnight, who submitted their Blackboard assignment 2 hours late and are forced to go to this. Like, this doesn't matter at all. Let's give you some perspective here. This is one of the least important events that will ever occur in human history, is this seminar at your community college.
I've seen people pick a hot dog off a roller at 7-Eleven that had more steaks than what you're describing. This does not matter one iota, my friend. And you're right, I did the same thing. I definitely, when I started in improv, I definitely thought it was funny that some of the people doing it with me thought they were as good at it as I was.
Yeah.
It's a totally natural thing. I'm not being mean to you. I'm just saying.
I am. I want to also say I am being mean to you.
I'm not. I'm just saying disabuse yourself. Get over that.
Yes.
Sooner rather than later.
Yes. Keep at it. Keep working at it. I also know we've both been exactly where you are. I'm sure things have picked up a little bit more than the open mics, and I know, I've obviously been shitting on you, but that is the funnest time, and have a good time with it. I still think about that moment where it's like, because early in your comedy career is the funnest part, where you're starting to get better and you're actually getting paid shows and you're like performing in front of different types of people. That was the funnest time of my life. So have a good time with it. You're still not, you should be teaching nobody anything. This lady might suck, but who gives a fuck? And this seminar doesn't matter.
Stav, do you want to know something? You just reminded me of something I cried at yesterday.
What's that?
I cry a lot. I'm a crier.
Yeah.
I cried yesterday. It was related to what you're talking about. There was a video. I might cry talking about it. There was a video of Sandra Oh, really wonderful actress, who she was on a red carpet talking about. She was like, "Oh, do you know Chapel Roan?" She was like, "I love Pink Pony Club." And the person interviewing her was like, "Why do you love Pink Pony Club?" And she was like, "Because I can remember the beginning of that song feels to me." She was talking to a younger person, and she was like, "I can remember when I was your age and everything felt like it was just starting." And then of course it was an edit, so they played the song over like videos of her as like a younger actor. Oh, I sobbed. I was like, that's so beautiful. But you're right, it's so fun when it feels like things are just beginning.
It's the best.
You're like, oh man, this thing I've
world
like
of possibilities,
stressed about and dreamed about might actually happen. Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah,
that rocks.
I agree, that rocks.
But also, you need to remember, this girl might be feeling that about the things about being asked to be on the seminar as well. So let her have her moment too.
Yeah, I would. Yes, I would just like to say, you're both equally excited to do the seminar. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
That's it. That's a little food for thought.
That's all.
And that's a nice little note to go out on this beautiful Thanksgiving Monday, where everyone go set a reminder, if that's even possible to do on Max, to watch Sweethearts.
Yeah. Hit the remind button on Max, y'all. You guys know
the classic remind button on Max.
Interface. Hit that remind button, y'all. Don't forget to do that.
Go watch Sweethearts. Listen to So True. It's a great podcast. That was one of my favorite podcasts I've done in years. I had a blast on your pod. Thank you so much for coming, Caleb. This was the best, dude. Thanks,
dude.
man.
I can't wait to have you on my show again.
I'm coming back,
Stavvy,
dude. I'll be the co-host, dude. I love you, brother. Thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you next week. Bye bye.
Ciao, bella.